Good numbing, and welcome back to Session 9 of Atelier Ryza 2, where today we're continuing our misadventures to try and get Fee some better, like, survival mana thing. Basically, it's like Fee's food, but sort of not really. It's just what's stopping Fee from getting sick and keeping it healthy. We're getting, like, this excessive mana crystal from, like, dark abysses. But there's plenty for us to still do, including optional, well, seemingly optional side paths such as this in Gren's Hill, which requires us to make another one of those magic trees that Ryza can just, you know, make without question. Oh, but we need... It's not just that we need seeds, it's that we need more, the nectar. I had to think what it was called then. You can tell I've only been awake a little bit. I'm still trying to piece my brain together. Oh, and off screen, I finally messed around with essence refinement to better understand what it is. You literally can't use it until you, like, make it from the resources you gather. I thought I just had them. No, you have to actually, like, do this, and see, now I can make it ice that way. And I need to use one of each one to get a trophy, so... What I mean is, to show you what I mean, in this is essence refinement, and then you go to the one you have, and then you click on it, and you can add more while spending gems. As you can see, I already made a fire one and already used it, so I'm going down the list. It's just all, like, the special essences, these last 5, I just don't have enough resources to make yet. But they're the real meat of doing that part of the completion. Alright, let's make the nectar as well. God, we need some red punibles sooner rather than later. Ah, sure. Doesn't need to be anything special, so I'll just make that. Where is it? There it is! Seeds. Oh, the puny's back. Oh yeah, I've been messing around with the puny as well to try and get more stuff. Mostly accessories? Mostly accessories. Hey, you can eat more. Nice. Because I also made a vicious discovery, and I had to Google it, and apparently it doesn't count towards the trophy, thank God. But, there's an accessory in the damage tally for doing, what is that? 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1,500,000 damage. And I saw that, I was like, oh no, please no. Please no. But apparently it doesn't count. If it does, then I'll figure it out and grind it out. Like, it's probably like a loop you can make, but I was just like, oh boy, when I was messing around with it. And the only reason I noticed is because I did it off screen, and I got that, and I was like, oh, uh-oh. But at the moment I was like, oh, we got an accessory from this. But apparently these two weren't here at launch, or something like that, so... They were added later, so it is what it is. Anyway, we can feed you 3 times now. Wow, they get outweighed that much. I'm looking like this is on Constitution. It's still at 0, so it got weighed down that much. Ah, sure. Oh, wow. Trophy unlocked. Puny. Raised a rare puny. Oh, nice. This is a rare one. Alright, let's hope it gets something decent then. Before we turn that in, though, there's things around town. I also, I ended up having to load a save. There's an event in the Central District as well, because I went to check the shops and realised I couldn't. I was like, oh okay. So, you're not from this world? That's right. More precisely, I'm not even human. I'm an Oren. Someone from another world, from the underworld. It is all so strange. Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? But you could tell right away, right, Ryza? Oh, that's because I've already met an Oren before. Otherwise, I would have had no idea. I mean, how would I have known about your people in the first place? Oren, it is quite amazing that you hardly look any different from us. I am sorry, I did not mean to stare. It's okay, girls your age should be curious. Let me ask a question, Patricia. How old do you think I am? Uh-oh, that's a trap. That's a trap. That's a trap. I know Orens are way older than they look. Well, let's see. You look young, but you act very mature. Don't the Oren live a pretty long time? Indeed. We live exceptionally longer than humans. That's a little hint for you. I was going to say early 20s, but I now get the feeling that would be a bad guess. Oh, it's adorable how young you think I am. Yep. As long as you promise to keep it a secret, I'll tell you how old I am. She's gonna whisper it in her ear and she's gonna be like, what? What? You are joking, right? I'm completely serious. I can't prove it, but... No, I believe you. I am just... shocked. You are and truly are completely different from us humans. Wait, how old is she? I'm sorry, but I cannot tell you. An aristocrat never breaks a promise. It's not appropriate to ask a lady her age, Ryza. You're old enough to know better. That's twice Ryza's fell for that trap. That's twice in a row she's fallen for that trap. From the Orens. Because first it was Lilla, when Lilla implied she was old and she let on. And Ryza went, wait, how old are you? And Lilla went, don't ask a lady her age. And now here it is again with Seri. What? Oh, no fair. I want to know too. Alright, let's check the shops, which is what I wanted to do. Oh, we can fine. We needed to anyway, so I'll just get it. Are you wondering how I have so much money? It's once again because of the, those grindy guys. The two enemies you can just beat up infinitely. I didn't grind off them. I just tried them out to test out some fatal drives and get a feel for them for myself. Ooh, a garden table, sure. I mean, we gotta get it anyway, but still. I think that's the thing, is like, look at all these accessories, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I should probably get that. And then on the back of my head, it's like, well, there's a trophy, so you have to. There's no, like, yay or nay, it's just you have to get it. Yeah, I will buy some of the fish. Oh, that is a cute sofa, sure. How am I out of honey balls? What? What universe are we living in? I thought we had like 1 million. I just noticed. I was like, wait, hang on a minute. What? How? What do you mean 0? A table with tablecloth? Oh, let's get fancy. I always read that as like my brain, because I look at the image first. My brain always goes, oh, explosive uni. No, it's emperor uni. Oh, this worker's got such a deep voice. Maidari. Is there anything from your gold shop? I wish I could look at what's in these. I'll get these 3. That's like the only thing of real worth. Ooh, Declaration of Friendship. Sure, let's see what this is. Where is it? Oh, it's nighttime, so no. Okay, let's go to the cafe instead. Let's go Pestilent. See if he's still sulking after his conversation with Lilla. Are you okay? You look like you're lost in thought. Oh, hey, Ryza. Well, you know, just stuff. I really am just a child. What are you talking about? I've just realized how immature I've been acting. So stupid. What was I even doing? Yeah, fine, you win, peasant little scamp. Glad you don't hate me. Seem to be cheering up a bit, I'm glad. Yeah, it's not even fake this time. I believe you, right now, yeah. Did you hear about those kids that went missing? They went out to play and never came back. Nobody's seen them since, right? Not as far as I know. Sorry, could you tell us exactly what happened? The missing kids, you mean? They went outside to play yesterday afternoon and never came back. Someone said they heard the kids talking about some secret fort in the forest to the north. Forest to the north, got it. Come on, Ryza, there's no time to waste. Well, you immediately kicked into action when it was kids in danger. Good on Len. Hey, wait for me. The moment he heard the slightest whisper that the kids might be in danger, he was immediately, like, straight back up on his feet. Like, what? Where? What's happening? Tell me. Where are we aiming? Oh, wait. Okay, I know where we're going. The one place we always end up aiming for. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll actually get back onto the plot in this stream. It feels like there's so much, like, even, like, for an Atelier game, it feels like there's a lot of side content in this game. Is it that hut in the back? Ah, somebody help! Len, I hear someone inside. I heard it too. Feet, don't, it's too dangerous. Oh there, Fee. Try and be more careful. Hey, you, leave those kids alone. If you're looking for a fight, I'm right here. Len, stop taunting them. I need to draw their attention. Don't worry, it's fine. Here they come. Get ready, Ryza. Okay. There's a part of me that's like, oh, it's a scripted fight, you should force you to have Lent in the party, but there's another part of me that's really glad I don't have to have Lent in the party. Oh, I didn't even spot that red warning. I feel like the red warning should be a little bit closer to the middle of the screen, so you're more likely to just kind of notice it in passing. Because the fact it's like right on the edge going over HUD elements, sometimes you just don't spot it. Or at least I don't. Maybe I'm just blind. That was easy. Well, then they are like basic enemies. And we are level 51. Hey, you okay? Yeah. Ryza, could you help me out here? Sure. There, you're safe now. We beat up those big mean monsters. Are any of them hurt? I don't think so. They all seem fine to me. Thank goodness. Alright, let's get them back right away. Good idea. Come on, everyone. Let's go home. Thanks for waiting. No problem. Did everyone make it home safe and sound? Yeah. There were plenty of thanks to go around. I see. You sure you didn't want to come with me? After everything they went through, they're still pretty shaken up, right? Having me towering over them would have just scared them even more. But honestly, you did all the hard work. I was just... Oh, it's fine. I didn't do it for attention. When I first started my training, I went to all different kinds of places hunting monsters. Everyone was happy. Everyone was eager to thank me. And it made me really happy in turn. No one ever thanked me like that before. But I let it go to my head, started wielding my sword just for the attention. Didn't even stop to think about the people who were hurt by the monsters before I came around to defeat them. And when people didn't thank me, I would sulk and yell at them. It must have looked so dumb. And I finally remembered why I picked up my sword in the first place. I remember why I wanted to dedicate myself to my training. And why is that, Len? I wanted to use my sword to make sure people don't have a reason to be sad or cry. So I didn't need them to thank me. As long as they're not sad anymore, that's all that matters. Now you're just trying to sound cool. And what's wrong with that? As long as everyone's smiling, I don't need any thanks. I think Fee wants to thank you, Len. Well, it does feel nice to get a little bit of praise now and then. Oh. My giant is back. Hi. Resort bed. A giant Kirkin fruit? That was from the DLC of the first game. That's sick. Well, you get a lot of experience if you get like a better puny. Hang on, I need to check my accessories. Yeah, we just put this on the garden table. Actually, doesn't look too bad. Dinner bell, sure. Oh my god, it really is just that. Trying to get rid of all the news that annoys me. Eventually I want it so like everything has something different, you know? Instead of just being like some dupes here and there, but we're not there yet. Is it daytime yet? It is. It's 6 AM. Oh, the quest is actually a little tucked away. It's like way up here. Miss Rosalind. Oh, it's you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for the other day. The powerful bombs you made were very helpful. I don't know if this is good enough for you, but please receive this reward. Miss Rosalind, please accept. What's this? I heard that alchemists learn by studying books. According to my research, this is the case. It's not wrong. Well, thanks. Aha! I will continue to nurture our budding friendship. I will send you an invitation to the next time I hold a party. I must tell my other friends. Well then, I have some other matters to attend to. Mr. Thomas sounds like he has a lot of friends. Yes, Master Thomas does care deeply for his friends. There is always someone good by his side. He joins with his friends to fight adversity. When a friend is in need, he never hesitates to help. If you ever do need help, please tell us. I serve Master Thomas, and we are also friends. Yeah! Oh, one more thing. I must apologise for everything we've put you through until now. Due to Master Thomas's personality, he is often caught in unnecessary troubles. I find it necessary to investigate all the persons he interacts with. And I've also investigated you, Miss Rosalind. Oh? So that's why you were so scary. I can rest assured that there will be no more prying eyes in the future. Sure. Now, if you'll excuse me. Must be a very stressful job. Anyways, it's always more fun to have more friends. Oh, we got a teddy bear as well. Aw. Let's see what that book is. Or not. Okay, guess it wasn't that relevant of a book. Okay, no worries, one man. I was like, for the first hour and a half, I was like, what happened? Did you get taken? How you doing? Well? We're just, you know, doing what I do best and getting sidetracked. But this week, it's Sundays at the start of the week. This week is the week we're going to finally hit into your nose. We're finally going to learn what this new Compile Heart game's going to be that they've been amping up. Well, I say that, the article drops on Thursday, but the reports on what's on those articles usually drops on Wednesday, so there's a good chance on Wednesday. And I'm doing romance and events. Oh, fair enough. Alright, let's see what's on this optional path. It's like I'm approaching the desert area in Sophie 2. Is this just going to be, like, unnecessary extra? Because that's what it was in Sophie 2. The desert area was just, like, padding. That's the thing. We're getting, like, into the latter half of this game now, I feel. I'm going to have to start thinking where this sits on the list. Or, like, my top-to-bottom list. Because this one's going to be harder to kind of work out, because there's a lot I really like about it. What is this? Is this the Northern Lands? I cannot believe it. Such a desolate wasteland, so close to the capital. The soil is completely dry. There's hardly any grass growing here. I'm not surprised. The power of the spirits left these lands long ago. A place where hardly anyone has ever set foot before. I wonder what's in store for us. Well, let's get moving. Also, these are just two main objectives, because like, you got the green one pointing us back to go towards the outer ruins, and then we got this one here. So it's like, is it literally like a non-linear split? Like you got to probably do both paths, but you can just pick which one you want to do first. If that's the case, that's actually pretty sick. Spinal fin? So I imagine the ruins, like we're heading towards ruins when we go the other way. So I'm curious if this will lead to another ruins, if it will lead to something else entirely. Wait, what level are these enemies? Oh, they're actually, you know, matching my level. Okay, so they probably fit to do the other area first, because I think they were like level 48 in the other area. Every time I think I'm over-leveled, like on a technical level, I'm not. It's just because of equipment and whatnot that I become that way, or seen that way. A polar cactus? So that's new to me. Same old. There's a chest as well. You know what this area actually reminds me of? It doesn't remind me of the desert from Sophie 2. It reminds me of the desert area in Firis. You know, we had to go find, like, the dragon that took out Leonie's original village. Like, it feels like those kind of canyons. It reminds me of more. Ooh, I actually kind of want that. Let's see if I can line this up and get both of them. Of course I can't. Oh, the muck hawk. Oh, I was mid-attacking. Come on, that's not fair. I had no ability to defend. Uh-oh. Siri, do it! Like, save our ass before that goes off. I like how they managed to make charge attacks way more of a threat in this game, whilst we're like working our way through some of this. So like, in the first game, it wasn't that they were very easy to interrupt. I mean, they were because of item spam. But it's like, even if they hit you, that they weren't the end of the world. Whilst in this, the charge attacks are established things that they will always be group-wide, and they can't be blocked. And the fact that it will hit everyone and can't be blocked, so it will also, by proxy, affect everyone's stun gauge a lot, makes all of them, even the ones on weaker enemies, just that bit more of a threat. It makes you have to pay attention just that smidge more. I'm glad that the Ryza games seem pretty consistent in making, like, good desert themes. So that was like the one saving grace of the desert area in Sophie 2, is that the music was great. I'm just checking to see if there's anything new. That's why I'm doing this. We'll be honest, it might be a weird comparison, but it kind of weirdly reminds this track, like that moment a second ago where like the drums were kind of trickling on whilst the beat like carried on sort of thing, like the drums started to go. It kind of reminded me of like Pokemon. Like it sounded like a Pokemon track. And it's interesting how both Ryza games have ended up doing that to me with the music. Ryza 1, I spent most of that game going, oh, this track reminds me of a Final Fantasy game. And now in Ryza 2, I'm like, oh, this track reminds me of Pokemon. It's where Ryza 3 comes out, and I'm like, oh, this feels really like Persona or something like that. Like they find like another JRPG that it sounds kind of similar to. To be fair, I wouldn't mind a Persona-styled soundtrack because of how all-in they go with their OSTs. Not even like Persona 5's jazz, just any of the Persona games' OSTs are great. Then to be fair, we've only got to hear like slight snippets from like trailers and presentations and whatnot of Ryza 3's soundtrack, so we can't really judge any of it at all. I mean, the bit we've heard about from the battle theme sounds pretty good. I don't know how it will compete with this game's battle themes, because I think both of this game's battle themes are like amazing. I think I prefer the first battle theme over the second in this game, like the one we started with. Better than Persona 5. I can't speak on that because I haven't played the Trails games. But of like base Persona 5's 110 tracks, like I can't think of any of them that I straight up didn't like. You know, like all of them stood out, all of them are amazing or fitting. Even when it was like playing like a bad part of the game, I still liked it. And that's base 5. I know like Royal added a shit ton more, but I haven't played Royal, and I'm in no rush to. Speaking of Atlus though, according to reports, Atlus's 2023 is going to be the year of the ports for them. According to reports, it might end up not being true. But according to reports, there isn't any. But although they are working on things, there aren't going to be any major releases. They're still just working on stuff and figuring things out, like what they want to do in the future. Whether it's through Project Re Fantasy, because we know we're working on that, or Persona 6. I hope it's the former. As much as I'm excited for whatever P6 could be and what they'll learn from like P5 and whatnot. Project Re Fantasy, it's like I want to see these guys tackle a proper traditional fantasy game, because they've never done it. Which is why this project's been in the works for like 7 years, it feels like now. Actually, I say feels like, it has been 7 years now. It's just been in the background of them feeling out ideas, like putting things together, sending them out to test audiences, getting feedback, putting more ideas together, sending them out to test audiences, getting feedback. Like, it feels like it's just been that loop, that project. It's the only reason why we still know Project Re Fantasy is a thing. Because they're still trying to like nail it and get a feel for it. But it's like, I just want that game to exist properly. I want to see a proper trailer of it, not just keep hearing about it. Especially because that main character design we saw many years ago. The fact that you play as like a redhead, like 6 foot tall elf girl, I was like, sure, bring it on. Like just seeing like a redhead girl with like the pointy ears, like in a full fucking suit of armor, I was like, yes. Like, yes, please. But we just haven't heard anything about it since. It's just carried on existing. But if they're doing the year of the ports, like, I'm crossing my fingers, please, for the love of God, Atlus, take the 3DS games off the 3DS. Because they were some of their genuine best work in terms of gameplay and story writing, especially Strange Journey. Strange Journey is genuinely, like, one of their best written stories. It really felt like everything just came together and they nailed it in that one. Instead of always the, I liked this but thing that I have with a lot of their games. And, you know, Shin Megami Tensei 4, please gimme. SMT4 has, as much as SMT3 is the most thought-provoking and the most, you know, open-minded narratively in how it's written and how it's structured, 4 just has the strongest, like, direct plot of the Shin Megami Tensei series. And so it'd be nice to see a new brand of audience get to experience that, because SMT4 is amazing. Its direct sequel, 4 Apocalypse, is a bit more diversive, admittedly, but base 4 is based, so, you know. Even if the Minotaur being like the first major boss was like one of the coolest things they could fucking do, because that boss is so goddamn hard. The only thing I wouldn't look forward to is if they ported SMT4, they would absolutely, because they did it with Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne Remastered, make it a trophy for getting each ending, and SMT4 has infamously the most, not awkward, but most out-of-your-hand nature of getting the different endings. Because it's a moral value thing, but they don't tell you where you stand on it. So you have to just pay attention to your choices and pay attention to how people respond. And then that affects your ending for 3 of the 4 endings. The 4th one's easy. The 4th one, the Nihilism ending, is when given the option to eradicate all time and space. Take it. That's the easiest ending in the game. Because it's literally like the game says, hey, we've shown you everything that will happen, regardless of what outcome in the game it will be. Will you still let this happen, or will you wipe all life out of existence to stop anything ever happening? And obviously you're going to choose no, but if you choose yes, you get a unique extra boss, and then you get the Nihilism ending. And it's crazy, because I did the Nihilism ending once, just to, like, when I went the original for my 3DS, and, like, I can't stress enough, they actually make it kind of, like, scary when you go for it, because of how dead straight they play it. Because they introduce this thing called the Yamato Perpetual Reactor in 4. I know I'm getting distracted, but stick with me here. And the way the Yamato Perpetual Reactor exists is that the reactor is the only object that exists in every single timeline across every single alternate universe in Shin Megami Tensei's lore. Like, every single other thing, person, or whatever has at least one timeline or at least one alternate dimension where it doesn't exist. Except the reactor. The reactor is like a core thing that powers the entire timeline. If you destroy one, it will eradicate the entirety of that timeline and or alternate universe from ever existing across the entire cosmos, solely to keep up the fact that a reactor has to exist in every single timeline. However, if you break one, it will also cause a chain reaction that will affect others, making them break, which will affect others, which will make them break. You will, by destroying one, potentially destroy every single other alternate timeline and universe by proxy. And the game just says, hey, will you break this reactor, knowing that? And all, like, these demons... Well, they're not demons, because they're not aligned with chaos. They are, like, these beings from beyond are encouraging you to do it, saying regardless of what timeline it is, humanity, or the monsters, or something will always ruin the universe, will always damage the cosmos, will always find a way to ruin everything. If you go through with it and break it, they played like this very echoey, dreary, deep piano for the boss fight against you just breaking the machine. And the whole time you hear, like, your AI companion in your wrist saying, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure this is worth doing this? Are you aware of what it is you will be doing by doing this? All that shit. And when you actually break it, the whole screen just goes white. The music hollows out. And then the credits rolls. And you just sit there and just go, oh shit. Like, it just actually happens. You're like, oh fuck. And I mean, that's the thing, is probably the biggest reason why I actually want to, like, show people SMT4. It's the atmosphere and the music. The atmosphere and music of SMT4 is one of the most harrowingly haunting experiences I've ever had in a not horror game. And I mean that in the best sense of the word. Like, there is a magic they had with SMT4 that they've never even got close to replicating since. A lot of people say SMT4 is a genie in the bottle, and yeah, I kind of fucking get why. And I get why people say that, because it really does feel like Atlus have never been able to recapture what SMT4 was since, with its atmosphere and tone and music. Anyway, I'm so tired. The ground is almost as tough as the monsters. Maybe we should take a little break. And Strange Journey I love because it's sci-fi. It feels very sci-fi demon cult. And it's just something about taking a different aspect of, like, how Atlus write their games just made it really fun. I know I'm downplaying it a lot because there's a lot of really fun and unique shit in Strange Journey as well, but that's kind of like the premise that just kind of sold me on it. That it's, like, way in the future, and, like, this giant vortex appears on the South Pole, and you're, like, a part of, like, a super investigative team with, like, full-on spacesuits practically that go in and investigate, but it gets absorbed in and realize that the demon world is leaking out across Earth. And that vortex is shrouding them, but the vortex is getting bigger and bigger. And it's like, oh, okay. And you see like the narrative consequences as you go through the game of it getting bigger and it taking over more land and like stretching out further from the South Pole. But then like you get to, like, it will happen eventually. You get to any boss fight, there will be one that will be too tough at first. You'll get rinsed. And the game over screen is kind of haunting because instead of just saying game over, it shows like a CG cutscene of the planet and you just see the vortex grow and take over the whole planet until it becomes like a black ball. And then it says game over, and it just fades to black, and you're like, oh shit. I love games when they do a little extra for the game over screens, and Strange Journey goes hard with it. Anyway, I think that's a fine idea. And if they're doing ports, hey, if you want to like do some ports of the Entry and Odyssey games, because I can actually try them, because I've heard so much good things about them, that'd be nice, Atlas. Huh? Everyone, look! Me? Is that another ruins? What the? Those are dragon bones. Yeah, I think you're right. But isn't it too big? It's way bigger than the last dragon we fought. Come on, don't tell me this place is full of monsters like that. Maybe this is the most frightening thing imaginable the guy from Zephine's story saw. It's a bigger dragon than anyone could ever imagine. Ryza, we should head back for now. Patricia's gonna be like, no, I do not think that is necessary. If such massive dragons really inhabited these lands, why has nobody in the capital ever witnessed one? I can say for certain I have never heard of such a thing in my entire life. Well, that's a little reassuring at least. Alright then, why don't we just go check it out? What? You want to get closer? Why would we do that?
Where else are we going to go? This wasteland stretches out.
Oh, that's Blent talking still, whoops. So the camera pans slightly more to Clifford, I assumed. What else are we gonna do? These wastelands stretch out as far as the eye can see. Why not head towards the only landmark there is?
I guess that's true. Alright, I can get behind that.
Are you sure about that? Oh, Ryza, what do you think? There's nowhere else to go, and we have no other choice. Oh, jeez. Why did you, like, start us here? Like, what? Oh, God. I'm like, now I'm lost. I'm like, where am I? Where's that path go? Where's that path go? Where's that path go? And there's another path down here. Where's this go? Where's the check? There it is. We're in the Northernlands? Spirit Sanctuary? Oh, it's a linear path, thankfully. There's a chest there and something there and a minibus. Alright. I was like, why do I want to hug the wall? What's over here? Oh, whoops. Didn't realize I picked up that much already. I don't need all this water. Let's turn in what we got and then return. Yeah, because we still got... What's that quest? Hang on, let's check this. Quest? I'm already on a quest. Oh, this is, got it. This is, Rommy's assistant. This is, Rook. Oh, Rook! Miss Ryza, your total lifesaver. I didn't do anything yet. Alright, well, there's this really tough-looking monster in the way up ahead, so I can't get past. Oh, monster? Oh, that's no good. Alright, I'll see if I can go take care of it. Really? Oh, you're a total lifesaver. You know, with how much monster fighting Ryza does. I'm surprised she hasn't got more muscle on her upper body. You know, I would have thought she would be a little bit like broader on the shoulders. Especially with how the way she swings these axe. I mean, she's a farmer's daughter, for goodness sake. You don't think even I know she doesn't do farming work that much, but even like, you know, farmers by default kind of tend to be a little muscly just because of how much like things they have to lumber around. Maybe the next Atelier prototype, whenever that comes around in like a year or two. You never know with these guys, they might already have the next saga already planned out as far as we're aware. There's a part of me that kind of hopes not. Not because I might have from this series continuing like that, but more because I just want these guys to, you know, take a break. You know, they don't need to immediately dive into the next one. I defeated the monster for you. It should be okay to pass now. Oh, thank you so much. I would have faced it myself, but my cargo might have gotten damaged. I was in a real bind. Wait, you actually know how to fight? Oh, sure, but I always get hungry afterwards. Thanks a million. See you next time. Anyway. Earth Master. Ooh. Oh, and they're weak too. Oh, okay, this is going to be manageable. I'm weak to magic in general. Nothing will ever be as bad as the rabbit enemies in, I think it was Liddy and Suli being weak to arrows. That was just like, ugh. That was almost like too on the nose. It was funny, but it was like, oh geez, like, it was so on the mark, like furious to just eviscerate any rabbit-based monster. Oh, I need some more sapling branches. Is there a fishing spot here? What? Oh, I'm curious. Ooh. Gimme! I could do with some more gold punibles. I always feel like the gold punies are never as rare as I expect them to be. If that makes sense. Like I always like, you know, gold punies think, oh, like rare, one-of-a-kind enemy, but no, they have like their set spawns and they're around place to place, and that's like it's been that way as far back as Sophie 1, where it's like you'd always find them like one specific cave or whatever. Oh, I've got 10 CP to burn, I need to use that. Oh, I tried to change my thing, but I still haven't got enough for any kind of real core burst thing. I haven't figured that out yet. Oh, my turn's forever away. I need to just change someone else. Yeah, I was saying my turn's forever away. Well. Oh, and you got broken? God dang it. Oh, you're stunned too? What's going on here? Come on! There's just some gold punis, come on! You know what? Fuck these guys. Screw these guys in particular. Have a fatal drive. Also, I saw this off screen when I was like doing some grind work and whatnot. I love that Ryza's new fatal drive takes cues from Emple's. Because, you know, Emple sent him to the Shadow Realm and then blew it up. She kind of does a similar thing. She traps him in a little void and then blows up the void. So it's like she's taken, and I like that little cute little wave at the end as well. So that she's taken cues from her mentor sort of thing. It's just, that's a nice little, like, continuity of showing how much she's learned and how far she's come, that she can do the same shit he can. I still think Emple's is cooler to look at when he sends him to the Shadow Realm. I mean, the coolest fatal drive I've seen still belongs to Lilla, because that was, like, wild. Like, she goes, like, feral, it's wild, but still. Oh wow, they dropped a lot of experience, yeah, no wonder. What? Where's the fishing rod going? You can't see the bottom, Ryza. Wow, you get late hang on. This is a late master grinding spot, and you get like a decent amount. Remember when you had to like grind out fishing for ages to get one? Like you had to go to like a specific place and like have a specific quality rod, and then just pray and you still wouldn't get one? Yeah, man, crazy times. Now you just get them in spades. They just hand them out like candy. If anything, the only items that I've like continued to remain super goddamn rare are like Dunkelheights and Philosopher's Stones. Like, it feels like I never found where Dunkelheights naturally spawn in the world in Ryza 1. All I did was generate them in the make your own dungeon thing, which I'm guessing isn't back in this one, because I feel like that would have been unlocked by now if it was, which is a shame if that's the case, because there goes my easy access to completion, or easier access. Ooh, can I dive? Yes, I can. Oh, this is cool. Bit of deep sea diving. This is what I want more of in Ryza 3. Like, you know, just water chunks, water sections. You know, a reason to do some deep sea diving here, there, and everywhere. Instead of it feeling not a like complete gimmick, but definitely leaning on it. Inverted scale. Oh, you know, Puny, if you want the fight, come on. What level even are these guys? 57, you know, okay, no wonder they take a while. Oh, it's barely too late. I'm gonna nudge my mic so back close to my chin. Oh, I thought he was gonna target me. Sorry. I mean, this will at least kill one of them. And whilst we're working through this, if you've looked at the schedule and you play Genshin, you may be aware that there's a new Genshin update coming up, but for once I'm not actually streaming it. There's a reason for that. It's not that I've burnt out or I don't want to or anything like that. It's because the Chinese New Year event, I want all of that to be out first. And then we'll stream that. Because the actual map exploration, the last time we did a stream that was exploring new chunks of the map, it was honestly, like, kind of exhausting. It was good exhausting, but it was exhausting. Because I was constantly, like, trying to check my surroundings. See what new random things we could find. See what collectibles there were to discover and whatnot, whilst also pay attention to chat. I'd rather just, like, most of those streams be plot things. So the new map that's getting added, I'll just explore that in my own time. It'll be the same in, because this is like, what, 3.4? I think, like, the leaks suggest it's going to be 3.6 would be the next map expansion. Like, it'll probably be the same during that one. It'll be different when it's like 4.0. When it's a whole new region, well, that's a whole new region, so of course, like, we should do that together. But when it's, like, just gonna be map expansion sort of thing, unless there's like a major plot line tied to it, sort of like the Chasm, I'd rather just kind of go explore it on my own terms than worry about, like, keeping up with streaming schedules and whatnot. Mostly because I don't want what we got with, I think it was 3.0, where it was like 3 streams in a row I had to do just to cover everything, and then even then I didn't even cover most things. There was a lot I still hadn't finished or hadn't seen. Just because, like, you know, there's only so much you can do on stream sort of thing, and so I was like, no, it just, after a while I was like, no, I need to rethink this. And that was the conclusion I came to. All of the crystal columns. You resisted, but yeah, I've got to get that bonus from Claudia. I appreciate that the bonuses are way easier in this game. You don't get like random Lilla, hey, by the way, boost my stats, or inflict this very specific status condition. It's just usually do damage or do elemental damage. Like, Claudia has access to ice magic, so sometimes it says do ice magic. Seri has access to wind, so it sometimes says wind. Like, that's it. Like, they keep it within the realms of what you have, and don't overcomplicate things. Like, I imagine it's more just to try and keep things moving. Like, in the first game, sometimes they were a little awkward or a little out of the way. Like, you know, when like every now and then I'd like manually swap to reset the conditions just so I could get what I wanted. Things like that. Like, to try and not do that as much. Well, we're nearly at talent level 5. Alright, who's special do I feel like seeing? It's dead, damn it, we never get a chance. I was like, I was about to start checking, I didn't realise how close to death it actually was. Alright, you definitely don't get anything at level 55. So yeah, 50 I think was the last skill unlock. Because we got the Fatal Drive and a passive. That felt very much like here at the end of the road in terms of new skills. Now you're just leveling for the sake of leveling. Ooh, this looks fancier. Guardian armor. Ooh. Let's turn in what we've got and then start looking elsewhere. We're still waiting to find ancient solution. Praised by everyone. That sounds like Lent. Yep. Oh, hello, Lilla. Oh, Lilla. Hey there, Lilla. Haven't seen you around here in a while. What? Did I do something to make you mad again? Your new look suits you. It would seem I no longer have anything to worry about. Really? Really? Do you want me to pat you on the head? Huh? No, definitely not. I'm not a kid anymore. Lilla, he's complimenting. Just the other day, he saved little kids from a terrifying monster. Oh, how admirable of you. I'd say he's deserving of all kinds of praise. Okay, Ryza, you can give it a rest now. Aww! And we actually get artwork with Lilla involved. Yay, it's good to see you again. I miss Lilla, I'll be honest. Like, she's still around the plot, so it's not like she's not here and she's gone. But I kind of miss, like, her slightly cynical, but still caring, like, attitude towards everything. So it's kind of nice to see her in artwork again, like, later on in this game, because you can still see that more caring side of her, even if she is real cynical at points. Hey, what are you doing? Isn't it obvious? I'm praising you. I didn't even notice Lilla's hand is scruffing his hair. Well, I mean, Ryza is as well, because Ryza's a menace. I like as well, and it's like a small detail, because Lilla is from a different clan from, like, Seri, like, there's subtle details in her actual design that are completely different. It's not just clothing. Like, you know, Lilla's hands are way bigger than Seri's. Seri's got relatively normal-sized hands, whilst because Lilla's from a battle tribe, her hands being way bigger makes kind of sense because of, you know, all the weaponry and machinery she'd hold. So, I mean, look at her hand next to Ryza's, for goodness sake. It's like a baby compared to a lion. Yeah, you helped those kids. You made them and their families happy. You worked really hard. Ryza, Ryza, you're such a little shit. You know what you're doing.
Stop it, you two. This is humiliating.
Oh, don't be ashamed. You did something admirable, and this is the result. Although, maybe you could try using words, too. That's a good boy. Fucking Christ, Lilla! Yes, well done. Like that. Your voice was totally flat. Are you even trying at all? Trophy unlocked, one dependable bro. Alright, that's the end of Lent's story arc. So Lent's character arc, I get it. Essentially, like, I talked about it a little bit in the last stream. In the end of Ryza 1, he had the confidence to be an adventurer, confidence to be a warrior, and he wanted to be nothing like his old man. But his reason for being a warrior was slightly misplaced, and that inevitably started recoiling throughout the course of the games. His main reason for being an adventurer, and main reason for going out and being a guard and fighting and all that, wasn't just to, you know, try and protect the people and help people out. There was that small childish part of him that was constantly, I don't want to be like my father. And the more stubbornly you do things like that, sometimes you start to miss what's right in front of you. And that's basically what happened to Lent. It wore him out, it made him slightly petty, and eventually he was starting to become the person he swore he wouldn't become. And it was having a bit of a reality check with friends and whatnot that kind of got him back on the right path. So it's just, it feels less like he's had character development in this game, and more like this is an interlude. Like, the first game was starting his development, this game is just kind of reaffirming what's important for him, so it will be the third game that we see, like, the blooming of that effort to see where he ends up. At least that's my theory on it. And that's how it feels, which is fine. I've played a lot, and played and seen a lot of things that have done similar things to it, for both better and worse, but that's the impression I've got. That this was more about him, like, because he started off on the wrong foot, even at the end of Ryza 1, it led him slightly astray of what his true purpose was, whilst this game was about reminding him what it is to let him then bloom in whatever direction he's going to go. So then we'll see in Ryza 3, which is based a whole year later, where that blooming actually ends up. That's all theory work, though. I could be completely wrong. Until Ryza 3's out and in my hands and I played it through, well, I won't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting. Anyway, I want to get that chest, so I might go up and then around. Like, do that zigzag, so we can also check out that area. Oh, wow, there's that. What? How big is this area? I still think of all the characters from the first to the second game, Tower's easily got the biggest uplift. Like, it's not even close. He's gone from, like, the character I cared about the least to, like, just, like, one of the better boys of the game. Like, he's had such an arc, like, not even, like, an arc. It's just he matured so much between the first two games that it just made him far more interesting. Seeing him be a mentor character and getting to see a different perspective from him. Seeing, you know, bounce off other good characters like Boss and whatnot, and how he interacts with them compared to how he interacted with them in the first game, where he basically just ran away from them all the time. Like, it's like night and day how much Tao's grown. He's probably still my favourite change. Boss has grown a lot, but Boss feels like the fundamentals were there at the end of Ryza 1. Time skip 3 years, you're now seeing the results of it, and they make sense. And to be honest, losing Lumber was easily the best thing his character could ever have. It was easily the best decision they could have ever made of his character, because it lets him stand on his own 2 feet, instead of constantly having a yes man next to him. And that's not even me taking another dig at Lumber, even though he fucking deserves it. It's literally because he always had someone going, yes, right next to him for everything he said. It was like nothing that happened with Boss was allowed to even matter that much, up until like later on, where like Lumber was put to the side and Boss started to become his own person. And I'm hoping they'll continue to learn from that and keep Lumber out of 3. I haven't seen any trailers to suggest, but Boss being playable is at least going to mention him. Ooh! I can't remember what it was I needed to craft, but there was something that I saw that needed a Dragon Eye, so I have to keep an eye on that. Pun not intended. I'll just see if I can duplicate it. That's the main trick, like the trinket. If I can duplicate it, we're in business. It's like those dragon bloodstones. It's like if you can duplicate that, you're in business. The Sand Beast's Den. Okay, so I think the other spot that we saw links to this as well, and the bit at the top leads to somewhere else, like towards like the tomb or whatever's left. Oh, that's like a... Oh my goodness, that's a straight drop. Okay, let's not go that way yet. That's a Tomb Raider Legend straight drop. Oh, I expect there to be 2 enemies with guns at the bottom that will just start shooting at me as I go down. Oh, that's actually how these enemies look like. For a second I was like, did lighting not load in on these guys? And then I turned around and saw the green. It's like, oh no, this is how they're supposed to look. Got it. Oh, I wasn't even targeting me. Oh. I do kind of miss Ryza 1. I've said it before, and hopefully Ryza 3 will address it. Because of like the alterations to the system to make it far smoother, one of the things that unfortunately got dropped was auto-transitioning attacks mid-combo. If you, like, on the second hit of a 3-hit combo kills the enemy, but there's another enemy, the third hit would hit them instead. And this game doesn't do that because, you know, you have, like, positioning and running up to an enemy and all that stuff. So if you, like, do a combo on an enemy and then they die, you don't transition to the next one. It's only if you've yet to start the combo and Ryza's only just started running at the enemy or whatever, it will then go to the next one. And so it's just like a small thing, just to kind of keep the flow. I want them to kind of correct a little back in Ryza 3. It's one of the things I do miss from Ryza 1. Most of Ryza 1's combat I'm kind of at peace with because of how much better 2 is, so that's like one of the little things I just kind of miss. Right, so how do we get back up? I guess from that way out, which is why there's 2 ways out, but that's like insanely steep. I'm gonna hit the enemy, aren't I? Absolutely. Alright, we won't find out what that is just yet. I am aware, like I've seen like little gameplay things, I am aware that they've cleaned up the HUD for battles a lot more. Like they've made it a lot smaller and less like compact in the corner. Like they've made it like a bit, you know, smoother and not as like many layers sort of thing. Which is saying a lot because I already thought that they were pretty good about it in this game. And I'm already aware of the absolute blessing that is your basket size appears on screen. It's like just above your compass in the corner. There's a little basket icon and a number under it. I'm like, that's such a blessing that you don't have to constantly do this to see how much space you've got left in your basket. That's such a nice little quality of life to tell you as you go how much space you've got left. It'll be one of those things that will just feel like it was always there when it comes out, like it was never gone. It's also something that kind of makes me go, wait, it took them 26 years to implement something like that? I say that, it might have been in like a much older one and they just got rid of it for whatever reason. Because I imagine this series, after 26 years, had a couple loop changes. Which, if you don't know what that is, that's when, for better or worse, a mechanic is removed from a title, and then many years later it gets re-added. Because, whether because the system or styles changed or whatever, it just makes sense to have it back. So maybe in like super old Atelier games, they had like the menu and basket on screen, but maybe it made the menu too cluttered, so they got rid of it. But now they're much better at HUD design and whatnot. It makes sense to have it back. Like, you know, things like that. Well, at least that's loop design when done properly. Loop design when it's not done properly is when it's like, oh, I don't know, fucking EA, when it's like a FIFA football game comes around. and they introduce mechanics that you know was in a game only 2 games ago as like brand spanking new and try and advertise it off the back of that. That's when it's done poorly, because that's just trying to like lie to your face. Trying to sell old features as new features. Alright, so what's back here? What are you all guys defending? Demon claws? Okay, so it's mostly just loot stuff we've been picking up here. So, there's a space there that's kind of suspicious. We'll fight that mini-boss and then we'll head along into the first area. I'm not fighting these enemies because ultimately we don't really need to. We're getting a little carried away with levels. And it's so nice being able to say that after, you know, some of the mysterious games. Because like in Furious, I always felt like I was 20 levels below. And heck, even in Sophie 1, there was a lot of moments where I felt underpowered. But a lot of that was because I didn't have the understanding of equipment and resources that I have now. Like, I think if I went into Sophie 1 now, with all my experience of the series more, I would probably stand a lot better. But at the same time, I think that playthrough was fun on its own because that was my first starting point. You know? That I went in having no knowledge of what was important, what was special, what was what, why this was that. It feels like it was so long ago, but it really wasn't. Like, we started it in the summer. I just want to see what's behind this boss before I take it on. The real one is Blue Reflection's Second Light. My first trophy for that game is 3 days after my birthday, so it's like the 23rd of May. And then the platinum I got was literally to the day, exactly 2 months later. It was like July the 23rd, and I was like, oh wow. It was only at it for like 2 months, but it felt like I was with it for years because of how much I just kept going back to it and kept on wanting to play it. Like, it felt like it was such a constant, but no, it was only 2 months. I think it was the fact that, oh my god, this enemy hurts. It was the fact that I felt like I really found my footing with streaming a lot more when I was streaming Blue Reflection Second Light. Like, I found my comfort zone of, like, you know, voicing the characters, having a rhythm with the stream schedule that was a bit more, like, competent and not just kind of, I'll stream on these days or I'll wing it on these days. I am aware of Claudia having, like, next to no health, by the way. Don't worry, I'm not neglecting her. Yeah, we put regen on her. Oh wow, regen kind of sucks. I just watched it in the corner. I was like, oh wow, actually that's kind of bad. I need to get like a proper like just straight healing item. Instead of trying to mess around with like status heals and group buffs and all that stuff. I need something that's just like a genuine, like, straight to the point, here's your heal. That's on Ryza. Oh, whoops. Sure. There's nothing else to get here anyway, so I just want to, like, confirm my suspicion that this area loops back round, and then we'll leave, turn our stuff in, and come back yet again. If this is all one giant optional side path, then there's a lot here. Yeah, this leads exactly where I thought it did, okay. Oh, whoops, I held the button. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on a minute. This is a ruins. Well, I think the next area is the ruins, but still. No wonder it's so big. We're approaching another dungeon. And there's still another one we've got after this. We still yet to do the proper exposition of the Mausoleum of Eternity. We've got that one that's the DLC one, which we're waiting till later. Which, to be fair, we're pretty strong, so we might even be able to tackle it now, but I'd rather not. We got this, but then we've also got the Valley of Winds over here is leading us somewhere else. There's probably another one here. So there's like one here and like probably like one here-ish. There's a lot of ruins.
よーし。何作っちゃおうかな。入れる場所は。
Oh, I was gonna check if I can dupe Dragon Eyes. I doubt I can, but I gotta check. Oh, I made this off screen. It was like crafting a bunch of stuff, then making it hit a recipe so it'd go to the next one. I'd get more quantity limits. Like put a bunch of stuff in quality, bump it to the next one, rinse and repeat, and then when I got to the end, put in quality plus 30 and best quality on it, just get it to 999, just so I can get the trophy. That would be a negative. Alright, I gathered as much, but I had to check. Ooh, Silver Puny. Alright, on your travels. I don't think there's anything I'm particularly after that I want to make. Oh, actually, can we make Rainbow Neutralizer finally? 6? Jesus. I don't need that. I'm good.
何入れよっかな。いろいろやってみたいな。お、いい感じかも。お、いい感じかも。
Finally, Rainbow Neutralizers.
新しいものができちゃいそう。何入れよっかな。何入れよっかな。
And you have to keep on using more neutralizers to upgrade it? That's cheeky. Makes sense, but that's cheeky.
さあ、何を入れよう。何入れよっかな。お、いい感じかも。お、いい感じかも。
Oh, it's 999. Whoops, I just realized in the corner. Look at it. You just hit 999. Whoops.
さあ、何を入れよう。
Oh, stat. Oh, gimme.
これでどうだ。こんな感じかな。
Oh, I'm trying to see if I can get it S, but I don't think I
こ
can.
れでどうだ。こんな感じかな。これでどうだ。
Oh, well. 999 Rainbow Neutralizer that we definitely absolutely need. Hang on. Don't be expensive. Don't be... Okay, it's not actually too bad. There. Insanely high... and see, that's why it's important to get this as soon as humanly possible, because you reach it. But I'm vaguely starting to understand why they restricted it now, because you actually... It's easier in this game to hit 999 quality. Like, way easier. I'm gonna wait until we get that, so we can get Rebuild level 15. So I want to get the Rebuild level maxed out as well. As much as I want the Philosopher's Book for, like, damage, I'll wait. Oh, you already back? The transport cannon? We still can't make either of these plot things. Because painfully we don't have the thing we need for this. And we don't have you yet. To make your drill. Your Grand Organ. Because for Grand Organ, we need Underworld crystals, and we've yet to go anywhere near the Underworld. So that's like late. Red Cliff. But I genuinely like this. The idea of having like a split path, and they both lead to their own ruins, so you can do them in either order. That's genuinely really appreciated. It's only a small thing, sure, but it's just that little extra bit of non-linearity of letting you just deciding what you want to prioritize and where you want to go.
たくさん取っておかないとね。素材にするとすぐなくなっちゃうし。
It's like, Ryza, can you even fit under that? Is there anything of interest here, or is this just like a space? It's just a space, okay. With a big, thick wind draft coming through, jeez. Get me out of here. Look at this, look how high the wind is. Why is it blustering this much? Can I get up this? Oh, I kinda... A little bit of magooing you can, okay. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry, you have to forgive me for a second. This is morbid curiosity kicking in. I saw this online, and I want to see if it's legit, if you can do this. I saw someone try it. Hang on. Hang on, give me another try. I was like, I recognize this. I was like, why do I recognize this so much? I saw it online. I think it was on Reddit. I saw someone... You can magoo these rocks to sequence break up that slide. Aha! Oh! Oh, it, oh, it, oh, 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 it really doesn't like me up here. Oh, oh, it really wants to throw me off. Okay, well, there is a way to do it. What happens if I get off? Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I shouldn't be here. So it's just an invisible... I guess that's where, like, the interaction boundary is. Anyway, I'm done with going. But yeah, that's, I saw online that there was a way to get up beyond that, and people were using it, like, as for, like, speedrunning. And so I was kind of curious, but there's a way to, like, skip it, so you can just go up, get that chest immediately. Sort of thing. Without having to go up and around, or using the, hook. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. You really... It's the only thing I don't like with this game. They make the jump slightly more, like, out of your control once you commit to it. And so it makes some basic platforming more awkward than it has any right to be. Overwhelming bird. I do think with how strong some of these mini-bosses are, we're supposed to go the other direction first. But, you know, what's going to stop me? And there are reasons for coming here is different from the other dungeon. The other dungeon is trying to save Fee and all that, whilst this one, it's more like, oh, let's investigate, so it feels less like main plot. So if that's the case, then yeah, of course, I want to do this first. Oh no, I don't want to use quick item, I just want to use an item. Yeah, because now Ryza's turn is sent into the next universe. Well, I feel like that's the main way they balance things like the Genesis Hammer. It's just they send you a turn into the next universe, so you can't spam it. And there's no way to easily get like item cores the same way you could in the first game. Or core charges even. So I think we're in it, so... Frontier Valley fell into ruin long ago. Suit of armor, Wandering Knight still remains. So fight knights. There's a Philosopher's Stone in here. Oh, we was literally just talking about how the Philosopher's Stone and whatnot's rare. There's a Philosopher's Stone in here. Dragon materials. Worms and magic potions. Alright, let's just see what we stumble into. So fight the knight, something Black Knight style. Dun 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 dun. And yes, I will make that joke every single time. I want more people to play Sonic and the Black Knight. Even though it's probably not the easiest thing to do in the world, because it's locked to the halls of the Nintendo Wii. So I wish it let me do like the magic attack combo so we can still get the deal magic damage bonus. But no, because it's a new enemy, we have to wait for the reset. No? Oh, I would have thought that would have done it. Oh well. Maybe there's another variant of the knight we'll fight later on. Dun 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 dun. And if you're watching this and you have no idea what on earth I'm talking about, look up Sonic and the Black Knight's OST, Fight the Knight. It's literally the name of the track, which is why I keep referencing it, because we're fighting knights, so I'm just like, it goes into my head. What's over here first, before we get distracted? Oh, this is a long tunnel. Alright, it's time to start crawling. You have to stare at the Ryza's backside for a little longer. There we go. It's not what it looks like, YouTube, I promise. Oh, I just saw the question mark. God damn it. Well, there's another one over here. Let's see what we get. The ancient solution. Wouldn't that just be divine? Demon blood? What? Excuse me? Am I still playing an Atelier game? That's gnarly as hell. Crystallized demonic blood. What? Okay. I can absolutely feel it though, that we're not supposed to be here quite yet. Like, every fight takes us that bit longer. Where, you know, in the next main dungeon, we're probably going to get this, like, the stuff to make the next tier of weapons and accessories to boost all our stats and whatnot. And they expect you to do that first, so everything here just feels that bit tougher. But at the same time, it's also a testament to how crazy, like cracked I've been going with the alchemy that we're fine, you know? So we're 50, almost 57 across the board. I wonder what that grapple point's for. I'm trying to eye up Rav routing, because there's two paths. There's a chest there and a chest there. Mini-boss there near the event marker. I'm hoping that mini-boss is, and then is the knight we need to fight. Dun 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 dun. Oh, we've already been this way. Ooh, more of the Arc Knight stuff. Oh, is it to get up onto like this stage-looking thing? Nothing we haven't already got. Oh, it's like this way is the shortcut, the other way is the long way with loads more enemies. Got it. Watch this one be... Okay, no, I was gonna say, watch it be red and it stopped me going, so I have to go the long way around. Ooh! It's not a Philosopher's Stone, it's an elixir ring that you use a Philosopher's Stone to make. usually. I've got pretty good equipment on everyone, so I don't know if it will actually be better. No. Tao can look after it, but okay, so it's an elixir ring down here. Yeah, okay, it was in a Philosopher's Stone. It's the thing that you use a Philosopher's Stone to make. So we're still a ways off from that. Oh, but this is a one-way path, so it's okay. I'm glad we came this way first, though, so we don't have to, like, loop ourselves. Maybe the finale of my playthrough was called Stillwell, first of 3. Oh, but you're that close to the end already? I'm just exploring these dragon ruins. Are you the same? Ah, screw it, I'll fight you. I feel like the other one was more like dark coloured. Immortal Knight? I think the other one was called Legendary Knight. Maybe this is a different variant that might count towards what we're after. Let's see, how long are the Trails of Cold Steel games? Because I know you do like way longer streams, but it doesn't feel like you've like done that many streams. But I'm getting the impression they're like 30 to 40 hours each, which if that's the case, that's actually, you know, that's fine. I'll get through them at a decent rate then. You're assuming we hit that sub goal! So I won't make it a sub goal to play the rest of the series as well if I end up enjoying the first one. Okay, 820 hours per hour to optimize your time. Jeez. Okay, that's way longer than I thought it would be. But that's just like, I'm in like for one standard playthrough, not to 100%. It does feel like you get through it real quick. But at the same time, you've also got a guide on standby to like help cut out some of the middle work. Sorry for playthrough 1. Oh, jeez. Alright, so maybe I won't rush through them. If even if I end up enjoying the first one, I won't immediately go, oh, let's go into the second, and let's go into the third, because that's the exact same reason why I'm in no rush to play the Personas on stream, because they're super long. Even though I personally love them, doesn't change the fact they're real goddamn long games. Alright, what we got here? Dragonic Heart. I doubt that's any better than the armor we've got, but... Oh, more health? Worse than everything else. Nah, I'm a good, because I know all of the girls have the exact same armor plate, because I duped it. So I know. And the equipment quality is not even that good. The equipment quality is kind of bad. Replaythrough is required. Oof. Oh gee, I wonder if that's the night that's for the completion list. I wonder. Hello Goliath, how are we today? Let me just chip at your shin. I feel like I'm fighting one of those giant things near the giant city in Elden Ring. You know, when if you get warped there early, there's like this giant guy you can fight there. Which, to be fair, was actually surprisingly easy to fight, because he only has like 3 attacks, he just has insanely high defense. Speaking of, I've been itching to play that game again. And I know what will be my excuse. I probably won't do it on stream, but I know what will be my excuse. I platinum the PS5 version, I'll install the PS4 version, and just platinum that. That'll be a good excuse to go through the game a third goddamn time. So I can just cheat the endings anyway, because that's what I do in every FromSoft game. You just upload your save to the cloud just before you get your ending. And then every time you get your ending trophy, just load your save from the cloud. I've been doing that since Bloodborne. But speaking of Bloodborne, please for the love of God Sony, can you stop remastering every single one of your other games but the one I want? Please, I am begging you. Give me Bloodborne on PS5. Give me Bloodborne at 60 FPS. I am begging you. Not Bloodborne at 900p at 25 FPS. I am... Come on. The game's been out for like 8 years. You can give me this. Because yeah, Bloodborne is 900p at 25 frames per second, and it's been that way for its entire lifespan. It never got a PS4 Pro update, and it never got a PS5 compatibility update. So the base PS4 original release is still the only version of it. Perhaps about Bloodborne? Well, because it's like the best-selling, most loved first-party game that isn't some cinematic movie, it's just to let you play it. The rumor mill is that they lost the code. The rumor mill is that the code for Bloodborne's been lost, and that's why there hasn't been a remaster. And it's also why there's rumors of a full-on remake in the works instead, by Bluepoint, because Bluepoint know how to reverse engineer titles. Like, it's like their main talent point with is that Bluepoint with both Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls, both those remakes, instead of, you know, getting the original code and building on it, they brought the original titles and reverse engineered them to figure out what all their coding mishaps and systems were, to then correctly implement them into a PS5 remake. So if the rumor mill about Bluepoint doing a Bloodborne remake are true, that also kind of confirms that they did in fact lose the game code, like people think. Legend of Dragoon comes first in my opinion. We'll see. Well, Bluepoint are rumoured to be working on 2 titles. One of them is with Sony, which is Bloodborne. The other one is with Konami, which is Metal Gear Solid 1, that they might be in charge of an MGS1 remake. Which, if that's the case, if either of them are true, we're winning. But it's, you know what I mean, like, if either of them are true, we're doing well. But god damn it, please do something with Bloodborne. It's the most beloved, most consistently talked about first-party Sony title, still to this day, that's only continued to grow, and get such like a dedicated following. And yet it's the one that Sony won't port the PC, or make a PS5 remaster of, and it's like, that rumor of that mill, of that you lost the code, it's starting to make more and more sense. Maybe that's why you keep on not bringing it up. My only request is that they, if Bluepoint do remake it, they don't do what they did with Demon Souls and Shadow of the Colossus, and they don't remaster the soundtrack, because Bloodborne was really a lightning in the bottle with its music, because they got an abandoned cathedral to record it all in, and there's a level of the acoustics and a level of volume in that music that just cannot be replicated in a studio, and it's why its soundtrack is so beloved, because Bloodborne's soundtrack is one of the most otherworldly beautiful things I've ever heard. And what I would have given to be a fly on the wall in that cathedral when they recorded it. Ugh. No remakes of anything but Legend of Dragoon. I want the prophecy fulfilled. Fair, dude. We'll just have to see, won't we? It's even bigger than I thought. It's kind of overwhelming. Oh, wait. What is it, Tao? I'm not sure. There's just something off about it. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. There couldn't possibly have been more than one of these beasts. Huh? Did you find anything, Mr. Lenz? Hey, it's a cave leading through here. Oh wow, just go through the skeleton of the beast? Alright. Didn't realize we were playing Castlevania Lord of Shadows. Huh? Really? When you're like pursuing the third Lord of Shadow, when you're pursuing Death, you go through like a giant skeleton's like the hollowed out insides of this skeletal dragon. It's a pretty cool level. So you know Lord of Shadows, Konami, that's another thing you need to like remaster or like re-release. And then don't tell me you already have just because they're all on the PlayStation Premium thing for the PS3 streaming. I want it legit. I want to be able to play it, not stream it. Entrance right here. Might lead to the ruins. To think these bones were big enough that someone turned them into a kind of structure. Especially because they're all on the backwards compatibility list for Xbox. Like, come on. You can make the extra effort and make it proper playable on other versions. I'm just throwing out ideas. Come on, let's check it out.
Hey, watch out. You need to be careful going in there.
Are you serious? I don't think I like the idea of walking inside someone's skeleton. It's not like it died recently. Just think of it as walking through an old fossilized cave. It makes it even worse! It sounds like something Ryza would say. It's because she did say it, Claudia. Got to take your head out of the clouds. Yeah, she's been like that ever since we were kids. She's just like, oh, god damn it!
Hey, wait up, you guys!
Yeah, with even Thief class, I mean, Clifford is worrying about it. Before we go, I just want to check there's something else, because we've been missing some things still. Value where the skeleton of the giant dragon West is also home to the worms that rule the storms. They may seem small compared to the dragon itself, but they should never be underestimated. So we got to look for some worms. And yes, I am saying worms, not wimes, because I'm British. He failed to defeat FF7 because it released the PS2. 2 more years for that man. Dragoon would have stomped Stefan. Well, considering FF7 revolutionized the entire JRPG genre and sold over 12 million units, I doubt it. Even if it had its chance, it might have been received or remembered better, but in terms of actually stomping out 7, no. Because FF7 is the reason why every other RPG that's come before it has existed. And I wish I was kidding. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, this game would have beat 7. Failed to completely understand the severity of the impact and the severity of the success that FF7 actually was. And how much it completely rejuvenated JRPGs to such an extent it's still present to this very day. Action RPGs would be equal in the JRPG side. Yeah, and I'm saying, like, it might have, if things had turned out better, put itself in a position where it had the same level of impact, but stomping out FF7, no. No game would have. There would have been other games that could have been super successful, other games that had the same level of impact, but nothing would have, removed FF7, because FF7 is too integrated into the severity of everything that came after. Right from the word go. Like, it took the world by storm. Innovated Q2Es. Is that really a good thing? I'm kidding. Most games are alright with QTEs. There was a period of time where I was so fucking bored of them, but they're alright. Of course I have to slay the OG, and I hold to that. Only the Blue Point understands. Is there anything backing up that Blue Point are licensed to tackle it? Because Blue Point, they don't own anything. They're just licensed by other companies to do for X, Y, and Z. And I said the two rumor mills is Bloodborne and Metal Gear Solid 1. A full-blown remake, if done properly by them, I'd be very interested to see what happens. I thought these worms hoping it would be, or these worms hoping it would be what it is, but other games like the Dragoon a lot. Anything revolutionized more? That's not even like an opinion thing. I hate to break it to you. That's just not true. It did revolutionize, it did help out, and it did do a lot. But I hate it. Just genuinely, that is just no. FF7 is literally the reason everything that came after existed to a fundamental level, because JRPGs were burning out and were not selling as well and were falling by the wayside and just seen as that weird thing for nerds by the general populace. I mean, they still are, but FF7 completely threw everything out the window, and it was the thing that everyone had to play. Like I said, 12 million units for a PS1 era game. There are major AAA titles that struggle to reach a tenth of that today when they've got 1,000,001 more avenues of advertising. If FF7 or a game like FF7 had come out today, imagine how big that would have been. You know, that had its level of gravitas. The fact that the 7 remake also sold 12 million units when it came out kind of proves itself that its namesake is so powerful. Anyway, how do I get down there to fight that enemy? Because I imagine that enemy is what we're after. I can't even see down there properly. Japan to equal or beat. Yeah, it might have been their intention, but there was no way in hell they were ever succeeding. Regardless. The nature of how 7 came about, the nature of what 7 became... What do you mean, no? Oh, it's a red rope. Okay, we're done here, I guess. It's only powerful because they released the PS2. I do want to try Legend of Dragoon, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, like, doing all this to dismiss you or, like, you know, argue your point. I'm using it as a place of fact that I have seen and understood, or like seen enough interviews and seen enough pieces of the puzzle that I know for a damn fact that 7 literally was unequivocally the greatest piece of media in its time when it came out. Regardless of whether you like it or not, it was. You know? There's a reason, the biggest reason why so many people hate FF8 is not because 8 is bad, it's because it's not 7. Because instead of trying to replicate it, because Legend of Dragoon sold less because of the PS2. Yeah, you say that, but it wouldn't have sold 12 million units even if it did. I think that's the point that's getting lost here. It wouldn't have done the FF7. I'd love to believe it would have done well. I'd love to believe it would have done millions. I'd love to be like, yeah, it's great. It's doing its own thing. Because I ultimately want every game ever to always do the best they can when they come from a place of heart. How would I even know that? Because Final Fantasy VII was on every single bus, every single sign, every single building, every single billboard, every single TV advert. It was impossible to not see it when it came out. Legend of Dragoon, I never knew existed until about 5 years ago. Because it never got that advertising. You can see, it could have been on the PS2, it could have been on better position and whatnot, but it did not have anywhere near the advertising to begin with. I didn't even know it existed for years. Because it didn't get the advertising. It wasn't on TV at the time. That if it was, I never saw it. It was never on, magazines or billboards or anything like that. And maybe that's just because, Square Enix had that advertisement money. They knew what they were doing because they used to be it. It was after FF7 right during the PS2 release. Yeah, but that's not my point. My point is they could have advertised it, and they didn't. Or if they did, they could have made more of an advertising effort. But they didn't. And admittedly, yeah, Square Enix were on the back of their deal with Nintendo. Like, they just finished it, so they had more money to burn, because Squaresoft at the time were in, real good financial position, so they could get that advertising. But the point is, if at Legend of Dragoon, it wasn't the matter of what console it was on, it was the fact that it wasn't advertised. So it didn't have any reason to grow. It didn't have any reason to get into people's homes. The only way it could grow was through word of mouth. And word of mouth sometimes works. I mean, it's the only reason Shadow of the Colossus is as big as it is, because when it first came out, no one bought it. But, cultural impact and, not cultural impact, that's the wrong phrase, word of mouth, at least in my life, has never been enough to make that kind of severity a success. I think I mentioned the PS2 is because this is credited with destroying any chance it had. Yeah, and it might be a piece of it, but I'm saying it's not the most significant piece. Well, I think it's too easy to pin it all on the fact that the next generation of console came along, because there's also plenty of other examples of things releasing on older hardware after the new came out that then continued to be very successful. Persona 4 came out in 2008 for the PS2. 3 years after the PS3 and 360 was out, still sold well. Admittedly, that's different because everyone had a PS2, but you know what I mean. Or Shantae, that indie series that I've actually played on the channel, that came out on the Game Boy Color 4 years into the Game Boy Advance's release, and is still ticking to this day and still did well. It did sell dramatically less, yeah, of course. The PS2 always had an impact, that's not what I'm arguing, I'm just saying it's not the biggest impact. At least in my opinion. We've drifted from the fact point to my opinion point now. It's my opinion, I think, because even if they did advertise to the same level of extent, if they advertised at the same level of extent, then yeah, I'd be like, yeah, having another console to compete with that was the next step up that everyone's eyes was on absolutely was the most damning thing. But I genuinely don't think it was. I think it was the fact that it just didn't exist in the advertising front. Because you can't prove. What bit? Because if it's about, I know you're saying, oh, you could have done sales and whatnot, but I can prove that the game didn't get any goddamn advertising when it first came out. Because there's, no pictures. There's no billboards. There's no adverts that were like, oh, this advert from 1999. Whilst Final Fantasy VII, it was no escaping it. Everyone and their mothers knew what FF7 was. Was it knowledge of how it would have sold under better conditions? I mean, yeah, true. And that, well, yeah, I can concede that, at least. I know I sound quite condescending. I apologise. I hope I don't sound too bad. For me, it's just I'd have loved, and I say it before, I'd have loved every game to get the level of success, or at least some games get the level of success FF7 originally did. Because there are some games that either had revolutionary ideas, or had revolutionary stuff, or was the way that was paving the path forward for different routes, that if they'd done well, I would have loved to have seen them become more integrated with other stuff. Not necessarily normalized and lost their spark, but you know what I mean, take lessons from. And Legend of Dragoon is unfortunately one that just didn't get that chance. It still has a cult following, because I still hear people talking about it. It's just like I said, I had no idea what it was until only a few years ago. If Bluepoint made a fantastic port, it has the components to run it back. You know what? Yeah, I'll give you that. Maybe. I still don't know, but that's just me being cynical, if it would reach the level of units that it would at the time. Because unfortunately we are also in a... not resurgence, because that's the backwards way of putting it, but we're back in this lull where it feels like outside of some examples, a lot of JRPGs just aren't doing as well as they used to. Like, I think they're doing better than they were during like the PS3 360 era. It felt like every JRPG suffered during that era. But I don't know if it would have like that much gravitas unless it really, really like hits the ground running, like kicks the door in, like, hey, this is out, get it, you bitch. You know what I mean? Like if it was like if Sony go like all in, or Bluepoint go all in on like promoting it as well. But to be fair, like with Cold Steel, I only became aware of it, like, outside of your streams, I only became really aware of it when, like, a bunch of my friends started talking about Cold Steel 4. You know, when Cold Steel 4 came out, I had a bunch of my friends start talking about it, and that's, like, when I first even heard of it. I was aware of the Trails series, but, like, that was it. I wasn't aware of, like, Cold Steel, or Reverie, or whatever those other ones are called, like Trails of the Sky and whatnot. Like, I wasn't aware of all those other things. I was just aware that the Trails of series was a thing, if that makes sense. Like, it was just this thing in the background that was just a thing I was aware of, but never really looked into. But then, like, I had, like, a group of my friends be like, no, 4's amazing, you need to play 4, you need to go for it, but you need to go through 1, 2, and 3. I'm just like, I'll get round to it. 4 is a blessing, yeah. But Force, like, at least as far as I'm aware, has really put it back on the map. And it's not to say that they were off it. They always did well enough. Obviously, they wouldn't have done more games. They always did well enough. But at the same time, it's like... it became a lot more forefront of me being aware of it when that happened. How you felt about Mysterious? Well, yeah, if it's my thing with Atelier, the reason why I didn't get into it for ages was mostly because it was intimidating. Because there's so many different Atelier games. I wasn't aware of... you know, them being split up into different eras. I wasn't aware at the time of them, like having, like, collections together, like the Mysterious trilogies, like, all together and whatnot. It was only after I played Blue Reflection, and I saw there was a Blue Reflection crossover dungeon in Sophie 2, that ended up being really underwhelming, by the way. But besides that, that I started looking more into it, and started to get a better understanding. And you know what actually helped? The initial, like, teaser for the Atelier, like, 25th anniversary broke down every single era, and that was what revealed it to me. That was like, oh no, they are split into different eras. Okay. Same with Trails. It's also daunting at first when you play it. The time will fly by because you'll have so much fun. Yeah. But that was the only thing. Like, remember, like, Mysterious 1? Like, I'd go up to a barrel, I went up to a barrel, I clicked on it. Like, so we went, barrel! And a trophy popped, and I went, what's that about? Because I didn't get the, like, the reoccurring joke that much. I didn't really understand what was the point. It was just a thing from the series. Even though, like... as I said, I kind of understood, because they make that joke again in Blue Reflection. In Blue Reflection Second Light, there's a scene where, like, if you investigate a barrel, it starts with a whole cutscene of, Ao saying she struggles when there's barrels around, because, she always gets this irresistible urge to just shout barrel out loud. She just can't help it. And, Coco says, you're out of your mind, what are you talking about? And she goes, no, seriously, stand with me next to this barrel and see what happens. And after a minute, Coco just goes, barrel! Oh my goodness! Okay, it was impossible to this game, how do you got me into it? To be fair, speaking of Legend of Dragoon, I might be mistaken, but isn't that one of the games that actually got put on, like the PS1, like, backwards list, that you can actually play it on, like, PS4 and PS5? Or am I thinking of something else? There was, like, a PS1/PS2 era JRPG that got put on there. Like years ago. Oh, yeah, right, I remember. We had this discussion only on Vita, because fuck us. I mean, I could still play it, but just, I'd like, if it's one of those things, you know, I'd like to be able to share it with you guys, see what the magic was about. I've still got my Vita, so there's no harm in me trying it out at some point. Speaking of the Vita, that's a discussion that I wish Sony was prepared to acknowledge. Although, admittedly, some of the emulation wasn't great, on the PS3 store, they had so many PS1 and PS2 classics on there that transferred smoothly to the Vita. but then got completely reset and wiped off the face of the earth for the PS4 and 5 store, and they've still yet to return. And I get some of them, yes, the emulation quality was miserable. If you played Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne on the PS3, you were in for a bad time because the emulation was rough. But it's still a whole collection of the PS1 and 2 library that's just inaccessible again, when they should have transferred up to the PS4 and 5 store. Do you understand once you play it? Yeah. I will at some point. Anyway, these bones are blocking the way. I wonder if we can move them. And Ryza's just gonna... Oh wow, these bones are heavier than I realised. Ryza, why did you push them and not get the muscle-bound guy? He's not an SMT because I hate Persona 5 that much. And I think that's a shame because Persona 5 is not even the same as like any other Persona game, let alone any other Atlus game. Like, I can't... Like, there's no other way of putting it. Persona 5 was the bold new direction for Atlus at the time when it came out. It was this complete new revolution of the formula, changing everything that they knew about Persona. Like, there were some fundamentals they kept, but most of it was taking a whole new thing. Like, it's different from, like, Persona 3 and 4, let alone SMT, let alone Devil Survivor, let alone Soul Hackers, you know? But, like, SMT3, the only thing with SMT3 that makes it hard to get into is that it's just, like, you have to go into it understanding it's an early PS2 title. So it's still got a lot of that early, like, late PS1, early PS2 JRPG jank. And I know he was just talking about Legend of Dragoon, but it's still, like... If you're sure think he's people like me out with it, then sure. I don't know if I agree completely with it being immature, but I get what you mean. The characters are, but that's the point, they're teenagers. That's the point, like, they're literally teenagers experiencing the whims of life and trying to make their own conclusions. And the game even challenges them regularly that their conclusions are wrong. Especially on the ones when it has to do with adults. The adults always end up making the right choice for them, they just don't like to admit it. Is a compliment? Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying, for people who've never experienced it, there's obviously some jank that comes with the territory with SMT3 that if you're not into it, you won't be ready for. But SMT3 is great. I love Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. I genuinely do. It's one of the most... it's got some clunk in its story, like, in retrospect, now I'm older and more experienced with it. But, my goodness, is it one of the most thought-provoking games I've played in a while. Just because of the fact that there's no correct answer, and there's, like, 6 different endings. And each one is one that you have to make on who you agree with and who you don't. You can go completely your own path, or you can side up with someone, or you can side with the literal devil. There's so many different routes and, like, understandings and systems. Uprising of teens in a world that they don't understand. They absorb everyone's blame because, oh, that's just Yaldabaoth's fault. Yeah. But in my criticism of Yaldabaoth has nothing to do with Persona 5. It goes back to the fact, and I keep on saying this, Persona 5's entire story is just a rehash of Persona 2's, but worse written. Persona 2, there was logic. There's a reason why it's split into 2 games, and one's called Innocent Sin, and the other's called Eternal Punishment, because it showed what happens when these teenagers fuck with things beyond their comprehensive and understanding, in the way you kind of expect it to go. It gets really out of hand, and good people die. And, like, there's a lot of... Like, there's even a member of the party that straight up leaves the party and stops becoming playable, because they realize that they're literally walking into a near-suicidal situation, and would rather be with their husband than continue to fight alongside you to meet a certain death. They would rather, like, bow out gracefully and, you know, die with their family than try and fight with you. Like, they tackle the things so much better, which is why it annoys me, because Persona 5 is literally Persona 2's plot, but worse written. But that doesn't change the fact that I still liked 5. I liked the dungeon design for the most part. I liked how they incorporated some of Persona 2's mechanics, but not all of them, and didn't go the whole distance. I liked some of the character, the social links, or the confidants, as they like to call them. They had a better average than Persona 3. I still think Persona 4 has, like, the top dog in, like, confidants or social links. Just because out of, like, the 16 or 17 that game had, there's only, like, 3 of them I wasn't keen on. Whilst 5 was more split down the middle, and Persona 3, I don't like most of them. But then I let 3 off because 3 was still trying to... He was the first one to try it. From any form of social commentary. It's childish. But it was also social commentary on Japanese politics. So for me, I just... Like, I didn't... I know, like, for some people they criticize because they immediately associated it with theirs, and I'm not saying that's what you did. But like, for me, I was like, okay, it's Japanese politics. I don't live my life, like, following and understand it, because I don't live in Japan for it to affect me directly, so why do I care that much? Which I know is naivety, but it is what it is. So I just took the swings as they came. I just took the punches as they were. And someone manipulating from behind the scenes to guarantee their presidency, that's not new. That's not new. So I just kind of went, whatever, and just switched my head off to it. Like, I didn't think of it too much more. The only social commentary was on the police force, really. Which makes sense, because especially when that game came out in like 2016, 2017, there was a heavy amount of criticism on the Japanese police force being overly aggressive. As ever, American president, politician in foreign countries. More power to you if you reach it, my dude. That's quite a feat. You know, I'll say that. Becoming the American president is quite the feat in of itself. Just throwing it out there, you know. That's quite the goal. I admire your goals, you know, reach for the skies and all that, but what the fuck? Anyway, now that bones are heavier than I realised. Yeah, Lent, you do it. That's why you're here. Move aside! I'll cut straight through it. No equal. Yeah. Yeah, so you're not reaching for the skies, you're reaching for the stars. Honestly, the fact that you're reaching for it at all is impressive in its own feat, but good luck. Good luck. Ow! Oh, why are those bones so hard? Oh, so Lent put all his might into the swing and bounced off, so his whole body ricocheted. I get it. I guess cutting straight through it isn't an option. This is all unnecessary. There's another path leading down. Let's just follow that for now. Not even Galaxy. You know what my favourite joke? And it was the Final Fantasy VII Abridged, and you know, like they fucked around with the script and whatnot. And I always like referencing it because it suits so much. There's a point where Cloud's introducing himself, and when he introduces it, he says, "My mum called me Cloud because she wanted me to reach for the stars, but gathered I'd only make it halfway." And like, I don't know why, but every time someone like reaches for the stars, that joke always comes into my head. It's the fact that how quickly he delivers it as well, like the actor. Like, he doesn't stretch it out. He just goes, "Hi, my name's Cloud. My mom called me that because she wanted me to reach for the stars, but I'd only make it halfway." And then the conversation just carries on. You're like, what? The FF7 Abridged was golden. It was made by Team 4-Star, the same guys that did the Dragon Ball Z Abridged. So you know it was good. Gonna be good. God, we're really like getting beat up. I'm noticing. Because I don't even think our defense is that bad. I don't think these enemies are like, yeah, like they're way stronger. I don't think they expected to come here yet. But here we are anyway, because I am a stubborn bitch. I'm gonna get. Oh. That is like such a kill, especially if it's a game that doesn't have autosave. That's such a vibe killer. Like, it was one of many things that put me off Knights of Azure 2. Which I still say is a shame, because if that game was technically stable, I think it would be one of my favourite Gust games, full stop. But because the game crashes like every hour without fail, I just can't. I just can't. You know? It just gets so frustrating, and it has no autosave, and it's a game with a time limit, so your actions matter. Like, there's so much things that just became so frustrating. I do want to get back and finish it eventually. Well, spell repeating everything's aggravating. Yeah, I hear you, dude. I do want to get back to it eventually, but it baffles me that, like, that game... I know it was, like, a busy year, because it came out the same year as Blue Reflection 1, and the same year as, I believe, Lily and Sully. So for Gust, it was a very active year for them, so of course something was going to, like, take the fall. But I just wish they, like, patched Knights of Azure 2 on something other than just PC. Because apparently on PC it's fine now. It's just on console, it never got patched. It's also why I'm hoping they make Knights of Azure 3, because Knights of Azure 2 had the potential to be the best game Gus ever made, but because of technical limitations it got held back. And it's like, if they just used their modern prowess and modern know-how and went back to it, like, we could have such a fantastic Gus-written Gothic adventure. They're not going to give me a Gothic Atelier, give me a Gothic, like, a really committed Knights of Azure 3. I just want to check before we go actual stats. Yeah, our defense is pretty good, I'd say, across the board. If anything, I've got the least. Did it just gang up on Claudia so much? It seems like Claudia gets on like low health quite often. What equipment does Claudia have? Oh, that'd help. That'd help. Not by much, but it'd help. What else do we have that we could maybe dupe that would be good? Ah, fine, there you go. Can I... No, that's duplication. Home rebuild. It feels like Claudia's just like... I don't know if she's just getting targeted too much, but she just seems like slightly behind, so I want to see if I can do something about that. Where's side flip? Evasion and crit rate. Oh, I should probably boost that. Oh, hang on. Hang on a minute. Oh. Oh, I think I've noticed what our problem is. Hang on. Do we have glass flowers? I feel like we do. What are we missing? Ice bombs. I was like, oh, and I think the reason why she's falling behind is because she doesn't have these traits that everyone else does. I think they would help. God damn the rainbow neutralizers. That was a worthwhile investment. Oh, I can just make it from here. Alright, now that in mind, let's try this again. Where was it? There it is. I literally landed on it and I was going, where was it? She only has a trait slot, so I only need to... Oh, gem cost. God damn it, there's always something. God damn. Get rid of that one. What's this? Tail feather. Golden cores, never know we'll need it. The fact that we can just fish up more lake masters mean I might actually make that point. I might just go grind up like 1,000,001 lake masters and then convert them into gems. Since we have a fishing spot we can go to do that. Oh, I've got loads of these obsidian things, okay. Yeah, fine, I'll get rid of the memorial bracelet. The friendship bracelet's still there in spirit. We'll just get a cutscene now where it's like Claudia like storms in and goes, "You sold it! You broke it down! How could you? We're not friends anymore!" The scene just ends. It just says bad ending. Why would you do that? Where is it? There it is. I keep losing it. That should be enough. I can use my last one for that. God, Claudia, you're getting spoilt here.
これでどうだ。
Okay, so I kind of am starting to understand why they put quality restrictors on you at the start of this game, because it feels like once you start getting close and start getting away with it, like, it's very easy for things to start taking off in quality. I think I'm starting to understand. Alright, let's go see what Claudia's stats are now after that insanity. Better. Better. Her defense is no longer the lowest in the party. Well, slightly lower in the party. She's now way better. Okay. So now it's just Ryza that's ironically falling behind.
これなら強くなるはず。
What does Ryza's weapon look like? When I can find it. Oh, they're tools, so they'll be like higher up. Yes.
どこに入れようかな。
Oh, the charges on it are kind of bad. Yeah, no, okay, no wonder. What do we got? Sky's Lost Property. Speed boost. And this way is... Oh, just...
次はどうしよっかな。 入れてから考えるのもありかな。
Damn it. I was like, can I maybe add an ice? No. I think it's because it's being reforged, it won't let you.
すごいのできちゃうかも。
Oh, I just need ingots in general. And I need Spironite.
いろいろやってみたいな。どこに入れようかな。
Fine, let's continue our detour. Go.
お、いい感じかも。何入れよっかな。何入れよっかな。
Ooh, effect spread would be nice. Yeah, let me get that. I was like, hang on a minute, that's actually kind of cool.
何入れよっかな。お、いい感じかも。
Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, that's so tempting, but no. I'm keeping that 6 quality tunable for a while yet.
どれも良くて悩んじゃうな。こんな感じかな。
I'm taking stuff that will be nice to apply to the weapon. That's why I was picking and choosing. It's like I wasn't caring about what was on it.
どれを強化しようかな。
Like, it's like getting like the things that will boost the quality. I was like, no, what do I want to apply to Ryza's weapon?
どこに
What was the
入れよ
other
う
thing
か
we
な。
needed? An ingot that does
どこに入れよ
green.
うかな。
Chromaria.
入れる場所は。何入れよっかな。
Ah,
何入れよっかな。
I'm a genius.
さあ、何を入れよう。さあ、何を入れよう。
I'm just one of those people that would say I'm a genius and then walk into a wall, so I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't gloat.
さあ、何を入れよう。すごいのできちゃうかも。何入れよっかな。
Ooh, stat charge, yes please. Sure.
こ
Sure.
れでどうだ。
Hey, we got the open thing. I always forget that exists, 'cause it's not as like forefront as it is in Sophie 2.
これな
The
ら
whole like
強
if you
くな
like
るはず。
overlay objects and whatnot, you get extras.
どこに入れようかな。
God, that
次は
costs so
ど
much
う
to
しよ
use.
っかな。何入れよっかな。
Why is this locked? Oh, I guess I only put pieces there
さ
before.
あ、何を入れよう。すごいのできちゃうかも。さあ、何を入れよう。お、いい感じかも。
Only has to be Goldatron. I'll come back to
何
that.
入れよっかな。さあ、何を入れよう。何入れよっかな。
Gem cost again. Let's just make what we have, and then we'll worry about that after.
こんな感じかな。いい感じ。さすが私。
Always blinking gem costs in this game. I keep on going to the wrong thing, it's here.
どれがいいかな。悩む材料は。
I need to like just grind up gems or something instead of like whatnot. It's crazy how much like stricter this game is on gems compared to the last one. Like, I always felt like it was never a threat to get gems in the last one, yet in this it was like I'm fighting for my life to get them sometimes. That'll do for what we're after.
確認しないと。何作っちゃおうかな。どこに入れようかな。さあ、何を
That's just
入
quality
れよ
boost,
う。
not first.
何入れようかな。すごいのできちゃうかも。どれにしようかな。
Alright, and then all we need is to make more Goldatrons so we can get that last upgrade, and then Ryza's all like fit to boot. Let's do that
何
now.
にしようかな。すごいのできちゃうかも。すごいのできちゃうかも。すごいのできちゃうかも。
Just because I want to use it for the trophy. Hang on, let me use this wind essence. So all like the base essences have been used, so I'd like that to keep that in mind for like the trophy.
お、いい感じかも。すごいのできちゃうかも。すごいのできちゃうかも。
It feels like, come on, just drop that last piece of the puzzle and we're set.
これでどうだ。
No, I want to at least make it A.
さあ、何を入れよう。すごいのできちゃうかも。すごいのできちゃうかも。
Hey, there we go. That's even more than what I asked for, but I'll take it. Not one for complaining.
これなら
Item
強くなるはず。
rebuild. There it is. Other way.
すごいのできちゃうかも。うまくいくかな。
Alright, let's see what Ryza's stats have just been like hard cranked to. Actually, you know what else we should check whilst we're here? I mean, whilst we're at it, you know, she's not OP enough. Where is...
どこに入れようかな。
Oh, we've already got that kitted out. That's just attack boost. We don't have that bug. Oh, that okay. She's kitted out as she can be right now because we don't have this a Trihorn. Oh, apparently we could get a one. Well, I guess we just need to upgrade our bug net.
何をしようか悩んじゃうな。
Alright, let's see how cracked everyone's stats have become. 353, 342. Good, we're doing good. We're doing good. I think we can all agree that we'll be fine. We save, let this poor girl rest, and then we'll dive in.
よし、休んじゃおう。どこへ向かうつもり？ここはちょっと危ない。冒険。そういう。
Oh, we never actually got through the rest of here. Oh, okay. So I need to get down to the bottom so I can go fight that thing, because I think...
推理の順。
Well, outside of the ancient potions as well, like, they're the only things we're missing. It'd be great if it just let us jump off, but no, they're not. They'll be that nice. Can you? You're not gonna. Yeah, so you're not gonna get out my way, so I need to just fight you. We can find out how much more powerful I've made everyone. Well, yeah, okay, we're noticing more of a difference. As they immediately break Seri's guard. Oh god. So what you're saying is Seri's not powerful enough. She's not OP enough. I need to make her even more broken than she already is. to be honest, whoever it was that said, in the dev team that said, hey, let's make it so you can rebuild items after they're crafted, didn't understand the level of, like, insanity they were unleashing. Because you can get so ridiculously powerful by just, like, overlapping it and getting the gems. And the rebuild level is not enough of a restriction to stop it getting out of hand. It really isn't. So what's this to link to? Like, is it really to go all that stretch? Like, to the other hook over there? If that's the case, that's a hell of a shortcut. I have to do more bugs. Oh, this, oh, you know what we'll find out? If I stand on this and lean to the... Yeah, okay, so I think... that is just across that giant gap then. That's an interestingly large shortcut. Oh, I just did it. Oh, I'm getting attacked from somewhere. Oh, I wasn't big enough. I only just noticed the red aura. But there's an attack coming from somewhere over the rainbow. Give me a second. I can hear my cat meowing at the door. They want to get in. 1 minute.
なんだろうあれ。宙に浮いてるみたいだけど。
Right, I'm back with a cat next to me. What is that? It looks like it's floating. You only just noticed it? Maybe it was just my imagination, but does it look like a heart to... Oh, that's Patricia. I always get muddled between Patricia and Claudia. Maybe it's just my imagination, but does it look like a heart to anyone else? That thing is a heart? Is it really so strange? Considering the size of the actual dragon, its heart would have to be about this size. Oh, so this is the remains. Oh god. Then there really was a time when this thing was alive, and its heart was moving and pumping blood? I believe so. There are signs that mana once passed through it. But the source has long since dried up, so it won't be moving anytime soon. But we found a new source. We might be able to get it pumping again. But if we did find a new source, could we get it pumping again? I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. Do you really want a dragon's heart to start pumping again? Why are we talking about it pumping again? Even Patricia's like, are you insane? Like, why would you want that? The Wasteland Dragon. Oh, I'll fight this enemy. Alright, hold up. But the whole time this enemy's not targeting me, I'm like, just do what it wants. And the teammates will be fine. They've been buffed. I was wanting to figure out what because like what that one's also like the mini boss this area. What's this? What ancient potion? Oh, it's like we're finally heading towards ground level. Treasure. Gimme, gimme. A nimble hawk. That might actually be better. Only just. Even when it's a character I've completely abandoned, the equipment's only slightly better. The stuff you get, that's genuinely a gripe I have with this game. I get, like, you know, your equipment had, like, being better because it's more rewarding for your efforts. But at the same time, like, wow. So, like, 90% of the chests in this game feel inconsequential. Because the stuff you can just make is way better. So, we've got another cutscene at the end of this one. What are those ropes attached to then? And then we can actually go back down onto the surface and start exploring all of this out. This is a big area, actually. Just to fully navigate it, because think about it. You start here, you have to go all the way up and through all this, just to reach this end, finally get down to a lower layer to go through all this, just to get to that door there. It also means there's going to be like 1,000,001 like collectibles for like the ruin guide once we unlock it, so we'll be backtracking through here quite a bit.
Look at that.
It's a village?
It looks like it was definitely the remains of some kind of settlement.
Wait, I thought we was inside a dragon. So how can there be a village here? You're saying people lived in here? Certainly looks like they did. Well, what do you mean? When we were outside, I had to wonder how a dragon this big could have ever lived. And the walls of the settlement seem to be made from the same material as the dragon's bones. Which means what? To take a guess, I think this is the dragon bones are all faked, created by whoever lived here. What? I don't get it. Why would they do that? I don't know that yet. I only now realised it might fell so off to me. Still, based on the legends, this is definitely one of the ruins, right? I think we could have ever expected to find it like this. I'm sure we can settle our doubts one way or another if we just push on. In other words, no point standing around here wondering what about it. Let's just keep moving and get a solid answer. Agreed. Thinking about all this is making my head hurt. Let's gear up and start walking. Oh, and now the other cat's complaining. So I let one in, the other one's going to want to come in soon. Can I go this way first? Give me 1 minute. Never mind cat being indecisive. I had my cat getting like a little like antsy, not getting comfortable. The other one was howling because they didn't know where their sister was. I was like, you know what, you two just go out together. Go figure stuff out. Go figure it out between you two. So I just left them to it. Set one out and let the two figure it out between them. So no cat company this stream for now. Oh, there are several objective markers. Oh, okay. I was just heading towards the mini-boss. I mean, I'm still gone here. I'm going to see if I can swerve this objective marker. Arknights, if you never have enough. I'm also trying to pay attention to anything that might be what it is we need to pick up, whatever that potion is. Oh, there is another chest down here, so... And I think that's the thing we need to fight. What's this? A null circle. It is... It might be a higher level, but it is infinitely worse. Oh, I just realized Claudio's already not doing too hot. I should have actually healed. I never have to worry about it so much because we just kind of go in and out of fights so quickly. But yeah, actually up the party could actually do a little bit of cleanup. This place is, you know, dangerous. Oh, I only fought that. Oh, you weren't even targeting me. Oh, you were targeting everyone. I should have guarded. I was right to guard. I just thought it wasn't looking straight at me. It was hitting someone else. Now you were targeting me directly. That one I recognize. Oh, that was perfect timing. Hey! How's this thing not dead? There we go. Oh, level 60. We got our Dragon Eye grind. And that was what we need to get. So we now just need to find what those medicines are that it wants us to get. It might actually be these 3 points, to be fair. I might just be like literally right in front of us, like, hey, check these, hey. Is this another fate?
I'd assume so. But they obviously spent a lot of time crafting it. It must be more than some random decoration.
Yeah, the same goes for all the other bones. Were they just obsessed with dragons or something? No, I imagine it was to stop people coming near it.
In some places, people put animal statues in their homes or around their towns as spirit guardians. Maybe whoever lived here saw dragons as their guardians. I mean, it's possible anyway.
A gigantic dragon is as good a guardian as anything, I guess. But what did they need protecting from? Especially to the point they put so much effort into it.
No idea. But they were afraid of something. They must have been really afraid.
Yeah, it's a fair point. And no, that didn't. So the ancient potion is still something else that we haven't found. That enemy is not hidden. That enemy is clipping through the gap in the ground. What? A water tank? I wonder what was inside. They may have been used this to do research related to mana. Some mana is still lingering in the crystal remnants. It is very pure, impossible to find in nature. But why would they be doing that? Oh, this might be what we're after. We've got Ancient Solution. We can go help do the Patricia quest. Oh, we are detouring soon. I'm not going to detour just yet because it'll be a long run back if we do, but we are detouring soon. Also, the other thing we needed was what we needed for the quest. We finally have Ancient Solution. We can finally do Patricia. Oh my goodness. What level are you? Oh my... Oh. Okay. Understood. Once again, the game reaffirming we probably shouldn't be here yet. I'm here like slightly ahead of schedule. They already expect us to do the other area first, but I'm always up for a challenge. I think that's the other thing that can be slightly off-putting for people who've never played Shin Megami Tensei. The SMT games are brutal in terms of difficulty. They are like traditional RPGs to different extents. Like they will rip your head off if you're not prepared to like commit to the grind and learn the mechanics. And SMT3 Nocturne in the remaster added an easy mode, but I always make a point of saying this, I don't like that game's easy mode at all because they straight up deactivate core mechanics to make it easier. And I feel like that's not the way you should handle your easy mode. Like even if it's brutal, I'd recommend playing on normal just to learn the mechanics. The fact that the evasion stat straight up gets turned off on easy mode, it's like, then what's the point? What's the point in like using these certain skills that boost or lower the opponent's or your own evasion if the stats literally turned off on easy mode? I don't think that was the way to go to make it easier. Anyway. Add the herbs from the bottom of the valley, then stir it and keep the heat on. This really looks like one of those old-fashioned magic potions. It's actually based on it. Soon enough it will turn blood red. Pour this into the heartstone and it should get the pumping. Like, I felt SMT4 was way better with its difficulties. Because it had 5 difficulties. It was literally very easy, normal, hard, and very hard. And they didn't deactivate shit, regardless of what you used. The only thing that was brutal is if you played on very hard, the general stat boost that all enemies got was kind of ridiculous. I think the game even recommends right out the gate, don't play it on your first playthrough. Bring your New Game Plus party into it because they will keep up with you. But the level 1 enemies will keep up with a New Game Plus like level 90 party. Because that's how like ridiculous it is. Doesn't stop people doing blind playthroughs of that difficulty. Or like, sorry, not blind, fresh playthroughs on that difficulty. But they make that a very clear warning. It's more designed to be the extra challenge when you go into NG Plus. Because they will keep up with you at max level. But of course, the moment you introduce that concept to anyone and say don't play it on your first run or don't play it on a fresh save, there's always going to be some people who get stubborn about it and go, no, I'm going to do it on this save, and then learn the hard way why they say that. The direct follow-up for Apocalypse also did that, but for Apocalypse as a whole is easier than Base 4. You just have more resources. You have, the buddy command thing where you have like extra buddies that can do little effects during battle. The smirk system is actually fair and not like really skewed against you like it was in the original 4. Because smirk is evil in Base 4. It's like smirk is genuinely one of the most viciously evil mechanics in the game. That is out to just attack you. It's literally just there to hurt you. Because the idea of smirk is if you hit an enemy's weakness, or if anyone hits a weakness or lands a crit, there's a chance they'll get a smirk condition where they'll be cocky about it. In smirk, whatever attack comes next is a guaranteed crit, and you cannot be hit until the smirk condition ends. Which is after 2 turns go, or after you make an attack. It's great when you have it. When the opponents have it, however, you lose. There's just no two way about it. The enemy stats are already really will push your shit in if you're not careful. The fact that they can just make it so you can't hit them, and they can get guaranteed crits on you, you lose. There's no two way about it. whilst in Apocalypse they rebalanced like how powerful it was, rebalanced what triggers it, and got rid of the whole "you're impossible to be hurt" thing about it, and it just became way more balanced. Like they made it too strong on its own that they didn't really acknowledge enough how devastating it would be against you. Or maybe they did and they just went, yeah, fuck it, because I wouldn't put it past the SMT side of the Atlas team to just do that, because they love like seeing how far they can push the boat out in difficulty, but still. What is this drawing? Is it a dragon with 2 heads, like an ethereal dragon from all the legends? Sooner or later, the demons of the outside world will come here. We need a guardian deity who can drive them away. So he's simply going to create one? That seems rather ambitious. But it's the same as the entire press turn system in every SMT game. Press turning is your best friend and worst nightmare all in one, because every single rule that applies to you applies to the enemy as well. So if you mishandle it or let the enemy get the advantage, there's even more things skewed against you. Because if you don't know what that is, the press turn system introduced in SMT3 is similar to Persona 5's or Persona series' One More system, but it works both ways and it's a lot more than just one more. If you hit an enemy's weakness or land a crit, you will only spend half a turn instead of a full turn, so you basically get to use it again. However, if you miss an attack or it is blocked, you spend double turns. If it is reflected or drained, you spend quadruple turns. Those rules apply to everyone. So if you make an enemy if you attack you and you reflect it, they've lost 4 turns. And you're like, ah ha ha, and you feel like such a monster because you can just get to rip apart and do whatever you want. Happens to you, however, sometimes it's just a game over. Sometimes just not being able to, like, losing 4 turns, it's just a game over. It's just, that's it. Especially if they then hit a weakness on top of it to spend only half turns on theirs. Like, they can get so many turns on you. Like, it completely depends on it. Like, it's well balanced. It's well balanced in the sense of it makes you ungodly powerful. But if you mishandle it and fumble the bag with it and let yourself get caught, it will destroy you. But it's what makes it such a fun system, because it's like it's what makes and breaks the entire difficulty of the game, is understanding the press turn system. Anyway, we finally have a realistic plan for mass production. This medicine is going to save countless lives. Who would have imagined that this potion would be used as such a powerful medicine? I thought it was only good for replenishing mana. I've heard in 5 they made press turn less punishing, but 5's only on the Switch currently, so I don't know. I haven't played it yet. We've done everything we can, and we are just a single step away from sealing off the demons, but that final step is the most difficult one. We need the Frozen Moon Fragment. I'll link back to the Frozen Queen. I'm starting to think the Frozen Queen is going to be the final boss, or at least tied into the endgame. The Witch holds. It can bring anything to a complete halt, or the Frozen Moon Witch, sorry. Frozen Queen was a different game. We place it inside the vessel. Wait, but if you do that, she will... Oh, damn it. I was like, can I pick this up before the cutscene starts? What is that on the ground? They look like old stone tablets. I have no idea what they might be written on them, though. This is incredible. There's just so many tablets with writing on them, just lying around everywhere. Yeah, it's like its only appearances have changed. That's true. It's still the same Tao I remember. So, Tao, what does the tablet say? Huh? How would I know? Huh? But you were so excited! What? No, I'm excited precisely because I can't read them. I can't wait to start deciphering them. I'm eager to get to work on them so I can find out what they say right away. Wow, he really hasn't changed at all. Certainly does have a commitment to his girls, doesn't he? And Patricia in the back of her mind's like, I just wish I was one of his girls. Should check them. We haven't picked up that many pieces, so I'm in no rush to start going through the journal. There better not be like a whole bunch on these bones. That's like the only concern I have. This area is big enough as is. I mean, I can't see any above, so I'm crossing my fingers that that's because they're not there and not because they're out of render range. Something just sparkled. That is down here, thank goodness. That's like back over here, like behind these rocks. Another shadow enemy. I want another fragment. It's in front of it? Where? Unless it is. Hang on. What? It concerns me that every single time you do anything to do with relics, it always looks like it hurts Ryza. And like, where is that going to go anywhere? I mean, it might not, but is it always like, how much is he going to push our luck out? What? Are you okay? What? What happened? Ah, you're finally awake. You seem to be fine. What? Is this the same place? It's somehow different. Well, no, it's more like... You can see me. I'm real to you? What are you talking about? Did you hit your head or something? I was right, he can see me somehow. And Claudia and Tao are gone. Is this some kind of dream world? Well, if that's what it is, there might be some clues in the ruins here. I should look around. Oh! Oh, we're just here. Okay. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting this. Well, you carry the warmth of hope about you. Please do not ever lose that. Her name. Huh? Dragonbone Valley. It's quite a unique outfit you're wearing. You a traveller? A rare sight in these troubling times. I bet I can't leave. Yeah, no, I can't leave. This is just a scripted thing we have to go through. What's over here in the middle? Descendant, soon you and I will also. I believe the time for the decision draws near. You smell like medicinal herbs. Could you perhaps be one of us? Apothecary, ooh. The chiefs are making the final preparations. The value of magic that has lasted for so long has been laid to rest. You should get ready to leave the valley too. And there's someone way off in this corner over here as well. Who's hiding? Born of elementals, my people have wandered from place to place. Mastering magic, now we are bound to wander once again. Perhaps it is our destiny. Oh, we gotta go so far. I can't even bring up my mount. Alright, Ryza, time to put your feet in it. Time to hoof it. Not much of a marathon runner, are you, Ryza? This is a cool piece, though. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, we just pick up pieces or learn more stuff. I wasn't expecting it's actual, oh, no, you're in the past land now. Go run around. And it also makes me feel more justified in saying that these things are having an effect on Ryza, that only Ryza got transported here. I wonder if they'll do more of it either later in the game or in Ryza 3. Like, she gets almost too involved with all this ruined mumbo-jumbo and ancient magic and whatnot, that it starts to actually have, like, a visceral effect on her and her body sort of thing. You best you avoid that area. It's dangerous. Huh? The area above the heart is especially dangerous. Even we hardly go there. The heart. That's... It wasn't moving when I saw it before. Oh, that can't be right. The dragon's heart has been alive for as long as I can remember. Okay, well, what exactly is that dragon heart thing? It's the energy source of this entire area. It burns dragon blood as fuel to keep itself bumping. It protects the Dragonbone Valley. So if I want to get the heart moving, we need some dragon blood. I think I'm starting to understand. Okay, now how do we get out of here? Now you understand. Are they actually going to stop us? I think that one's actually going to tell us to turn around, isn't he? I think I should go there. It doesn't look like they would let me anyway. I should go back to the village. Oh, god damn it. Alright, time to do the marathon run again. Come on, Ryza, show me that those pies aren't for show. That sounds terrible. I like how, like, for the past 3 or 4 live streams, just whilst we're running over in a row, what I've put the live stream title as is always what my goal is, like, for that stream. And it's never the one we land on because of how much sidetracking you can get on into in this game. Like, I was going to go to the ruins that, like, they want us to go to help get Fee better, and we've gone literally everywhere but... What's this? And I can always guarantee we're going to be finishing this live stream not going there, because after, like, we've cleared out this bit and, like, at least got the next zone available, like the next piece available for us to warp there, I'm going to go back and do Patricia's quest. What's this? It's a bone. Is there a path over there? Oh. We did everything we could. Are you sure about this? It will ruin the balance of the mana and turn our lush land to dust. The balance has already been ruined. The flow of mana was disrupted as soon as those monsters appeared in our world. Our future was decided long before we began absorbing the mana and sending it away. Then how much longer will our land remain alive? The end has already begun. Our land will turn to waste before the next season arrives. This place became a wasteland because the ruins was absorbing all the mana. But what did it mean by sending it away? Huh? Oh, and that's the end. Ryza! Ryza! Oh, you faintly came too. Oh, thank goodness. Where am I? What happened?
That's a good question. You just passed out all of a sudden.
Seriously, are you okay? If you're not feeling well, you should rest for a while. No, I'm fine. But I had a really weird dream. Huh? Is this that bone I picked up in the dream? Ryza, are you sure you're okay? Yeah, but listen. I saw it. The memory of the ruins when the dragon heart was still alive. It must have been so long ago. You mean that heart-looking object we saw on the way in here? Yeah, it's the literal heart of the ruins. As long as it doesn't move, nothing else here will move. But if we move it, we need... dragon blood? Well, yes, exactly. The heart needs dragon blood to come back to life. How did you know that, Seri? You were mumbling a lot while you were passed out. I made a note of the most interesting bits. Oh, you were listening to my sleep talk? That's... Thanks, Seri, I guess. Yeah, you were also mumbling about a path or something. Oh, right, I found a path. There's a path through that dragon skull. Hold on a second, this all happened in your dream, right? You sure we should be taking action based on a dream? But it's the only lead we have. First things first, we need to prepare the dragon blood. You say that, but do you have any idea how to actually do it? I think so, but I need to gather a little more information. Let's look around the ruins a little bit more. Oh, hint hint, make the dragon recipe. Oh god. Hint hint, it wants you to fulfill which one of these is the recipe. Yeah, that one. Let's fight this guy first. Oh, it reset my weapon? I thought I still had the axe equipped. Oh well, no bonuses. Berserker Shadow will be fought the old-fashioned way. And then we're definitely heading back because like everyone's trying to run low on resources. Oh, okay, that was easy. We didn't even get the bonuses. I was like expecting that fight to take a while longer, if I'm honest. Oh, the Guardian actually moved. You don't know the trick. I'd never... No, there was a cave up ahead. Unless the Heartstone moves, nobody will be able to get in. The treasure of the valley lies beyond. We cannot just have anyone wandering in. I had a feeling. I was like, I should probably check this corner again before we go. Alright, let's head back for now. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff to do. We're going to do Patricia's quest, but we've got a lot of stuff to do. Because now... we can make the super pure water, I believe. I hope. Oh, bitch. Nice. And then... of course I don't have Zettel on my favourites. Why would I? Why would I have the thing that I actually need on my favourites list? And the worst part is it's like right next to everything else that I always favourite, so I should really do it. No, I'm not using the Rainbow Neutralizer. As much as I want to, no, I'm saving them. I'm saving that big boy for later. We need a green free, something like that. And there's our ancient solution. Ooh, alchemy filter with Goldatron. I have to worry about that later. Alright, now we can make the super special water. And then from here we can finally make this. Alright, we made the medicine. I thought I'd make something like this. Well, then it matters now. Placebo. It's maybe a little too kind. It's already fake potion, it doesn't do anything at all. But still, if it can help Patty find her courage... You know what this is, what's the film? Space Jam? Where like they make the super enhancement water and it's literally just tap water. But they just don't tell them that. And it's like, hey, so it was all on you. So I'm just so that's what Ryza's doing. She's gonna be like, hey, it's a confidence medicine. drink it and it'll make you feel like you're more confident, and then you can go challenge your dad. And then when she does it, she can be like, hey, look, it's just water. That glows. It's gonna be very cheeky, but... What is it? What is going on? I made something just for you, Patty. Ta-da! I came up with a potion that will give you the strength to say what you really feel. Ding! I am sorry. A potion that will give you the strength to say what you really feel. Ding ding! No, I know what... I mean, is this real? Yep, it's definitely a thing that I really made. Miss Ryza, you were joking, right? A potion that makes you say how you really feel? That sounds like magic, it's impossible. That's weird. Patty, have you never seen me make things using alchemy? Ryza, of course I have, but this is... Okay, maybe it is not impossible. It might even be all that hard. It might not even be all that hard for someone like you. Uh-huh. This was extremely easy for me to make. Without a doubt. Ryza, you're making this more suspicious. Now, once you drink this, you'll be able to tell your dad exactly what's on your mind. Thank you, but are you sure this is okay? I feel like it is cheating to use something like this, rather than relying on myself. Don't overthink it. Just look at it as a lucky charm. You want to find the courage to stand up for yourself, but you're having trouble doing it on your own. And that's where this comes in. Drink it down, it'll take the effect right away. Is it really safe? You don't want to just stand by and watch Tao get tossed out of your life, do you? No, of course not. I will trust you, Miss Ryza. Good, that's exactly what you should do. Ryza, you're making this more suspicious. Oh, we're not going to find out yet whether that worked out. I really hope it does. Like, I am like crossing my fingers for Patricia and Tao that it works out between them. Speaking of Tao, how you doing, man? Oh, what are you doing with Boss? What are you two up to? Ryza. Ryza's like, these two are getting close. And based on the construction of the ruins, they obviously had more advanced construction techniques than we do. To discover, well, look at Boss just nodding away. That's me. But Boss is just me. They're like, someone tries to explain like stuff beyond like computer science to me. I'm like, yep, I completely understand what you're talking about. Yep, please do go on. Discovery, the architectural records prove that beyond any doubt, but the information is still incomplete. Which means you need to find more clues, I suppose. Exactly, but that's easier said than done. Their construction techniques were advanced. Boss, you gotta stop nodding. I can't take it seriously. But it looks like the other technologies are not as developed. There's no evidence of modes of transportation, or sources of power like water wheels. No water wheels, sir. No, at least I think this is a glitch, right? But it's because like it didn't load properly or something that he's doing this. And yet, as I said, somehow their construction processes were even more advanced than what we have today. And they use rare materials, which I've been completely unable to identify. Rare materials, sir? How strange. Right, very strange indeed. I don't think Boss is... Okay, so maybe it's intentional. I don't think Boss is really paying attention. Maybe I should step in and save him. Tao, I think you might be getting a little overexcited. Oh, hi, Ryza. Oh, thank you. You did your best to hang in there, boss. I'd really like to go explore some ruins, Ryza. You think you could have time to come with me? I had a feeling you might ask. Who would have guessed? Anyway, I need to get going. It's your problem now. Oh, Boss is great in this game. He's really turned around. He's like, he would have just told Tao to shut up in the first game. Wow, Boss always keeps himself so busy. I think he was just eager to make his getaway. But is it okay, Ryza? Do you mind coming with me to explore a little more? Sure, I don't mind. But do you have some specific place in mind? Somewhere as big as possible. That would give me the best research potential, I think. Big ruins, huh? I think I know just the place. Back to the sky ship's cabin. Tao, what are you up to? One thing at a time. Let's rest tonight and see where this goes with Patricia's quest. Nowhere yet, we have to do other things, got it. Oh. Oh, there's a monster. Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Now, I'd like to explore whatever's waiting for us up ahead. I guess we'll have to convince it to move. It looks like the throne of like the elementals from the first game behind it. I think I said this last time he was here. What level is this guy anyway? Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh, this thing's gonna die. There it is. So he just kind of looked at it and it died. Oh, so I was expecting Tao to sit down on the throne. Search going, Tao. I think I gathered all the information I need. There's so much to learn if you know where to look. All that's left now is to carefully analyze what I found, which is why I have to go back and do what I have to do back at home. Glad to hear it. Let me know if you never need my help again. And that was it, huh? Okay, let's leave again. I'm gonna rest tonight again. Maybe we have to wait 2 days. I want to see what's happening with Patricia. I want to see if she finds the confidence to speak up to her old man. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope Patty's doing okay. As far as I know, Tao hasn't been fired yet. What was that? Young lady, you dare talk back to me? Yes, I dare! I have to correct you the mistake you've made! Is that Patty and Mr. Abelheim? Coming from their house. I better go check on them. Did you not hear what I told you? You may be my father, but I refuse to turn a blind eye to the wrongs of the world. Isn't that what you taught me? Again you attempt to say that I have done something wrong. What's going on? I can hear you from all the way outside. Stay out of this, Miss Ryza. Okay. And out I go. I will say this once again, Father. I absolutely oppose the firing of Mr. Tao. You know yourself how my grades have improved thanks to him. If there was a guarantee that I could do well, just as well without him, then I would not speak up. But by changing tutors, my grade may very well start to decline. And if I failed my entrance exam, how much damage would that do to our reputation? That may be a problem, however. I really so intend on defying my decision. I am doing this for your well-being. Why do you not understand? I have no doubt that is in your mind. This is what's best for me. Everything you have done, even this, you have done with my happiness in mind. I know that. Then... But I choose Mr. Tao. As my tutor, he treats me with respect. And because of that, I am able to trust him completely. Patty... It has to be Mr. Tao. I have no desire to be separated from him, and there's her true feelings. Do you mean that? No idea your feelings for him ran so deeply. Very well. Do as you wish. Father, are you sure? I realized that I made my decision without considering your feelings. We must maintain our reputation, but not at the cost of my daughter's happiness. Patty, I am sorry if I hurt you. And I am sorry for saying such disrespectful things, Father. No, I am happy you were able to tell me how you truly feel. I have grown to believe you to be a gentle girl who would always listen to what I say. But I see now you have a strong enough will to protect what matters to you. Seeing you like this makes me happy, and I am very proud of you, Patty. Father. Thank you, and I am proud to call you my father. Glad they were able to come to an understanding. It sounded like shit was getting thrown across the room when we approached. But Patty did basically admit she was in love with him. Oh! Yeah, Ryza. That's exactly what it is. I can't stress enough, if if they don't do something with Ryza and Claudio in Ryza 3, I'll be annoyed, but I'll be like, oh, whatever. If Patricia and Tal don't, like, tie the knot, that's a line I won't let them cross. That will annoy me. That will genuinely aggravate me if they don't do that. They have to, like, tie that up. They have to find each other in the next game properly. Well, all's well that ends well. I'll just leave it at that. Oh jeez, what's going on here? Clifford and Seri? Well, that is an odd combination. But I genuinely was shaking slightly approaching that scene, because I was like, is he going to be real resistant, or is this going to get a happy ending? Because like, I want it to work out between Patricia and Tao so much. Like, they're like the top priority. I want these two to work it out. Hey, you two. What are you up to?
Oh, hey. I just wanted to ask Seri about Seri's homeworld.
Homeworld? Oh, you mean the underworld?
Yes, there's a treasure hunter. I'm really curious about what kinds of treasure they have there.
To be honest, I'd rather not talk about it.
Huh?
The Orient don't really have a great opinion of us humans.
Why is that?
Well, the Clint Kingdom, they stole all their stuff, the Felucia invaded, destroyed their home.
I see, so a bunch of humans wrecked your homeland in the past.
It was long ago, and I know you wouldn't do anything like that, but...
No, it's okay. Completely understand how you must feel.
I really am sorry.
Seriously, do not worry about it. I was just curious. Wasn't planning on doing any hunting there.
Are you sure?
Of course, there are still plenty of treasures left to discover right here in this world. If I start traveling to other worlds, I may end up buried in treasure. And then treasure loses all its meaning. What's important is the romance behind the search. Of course I'm curious, but I'll have just as much fun imagining it.
You can have fun just thinking about it? You must really love your treasure hunting, huh?
Wouldn't be a treasure hunter if I didn't.
Still not that comfortable talking about it. But if I ever feel like I can, I'll come talk to you first.
I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, looks like you made it back, Rook. Yep, I was able to deliver my cargo on schedule thanks to you and your friends. And I brought that thing you asked for, Miss Romy. I even got a discount. Excellent, thank you. It was your first long-distance solo trip, so I am glad it went well. Which means I'll be relying on you even more from now on. Of course, thank you. There's no other business for now, so you're free to take the rest of the day off. Really? Thank you. Good for you, Rook. So what are you going to do with your day off? I really like ships, so I'll probably go watch them. Off to the harbour then. Lots of merchants set up their sell their wares, but it's a pretty good place to look around. Right, okay, I'm off. I heard you helped my little Rook out of yet another jam. Oh yeah, there was a monster blocking the road, so I took care of it for her. Oh? She did as she was told then, Despite her looks, she's actually much stronger than me. I have her act as my bodyguard when we travel. Wait, what? But when she's off on her own, I told her not to fight, just find somewhere safe to hide and wait for help. Really? The cargo might get damaged in a fight, and if she leaves it alone while fighting, someone might steal it. Besides, if she gets hurt, she might not be able to finish the trip, plus fighting is exhausting, lots to consider. I guess that's true. I just hope she learns to follow the merchant's creed better, with your help of course. I feel like there's a crash course in what life is like for a merchant. Oh, that's to make that. That's just advance the quest. That's make the thing, and we're still going that direction to see where that ends up. There's so... Oh boy. I want to see where Patricia's cutscene thing's gonna go. Let's waste more days. Probably be 2 days average. Let's see how it goes. Aha, how did I know? Miss Ryza! Oh, hey, Patty. I came to apologize for the other day. Oh, you mean the fight with your dad? It was pretty shocking, but I'm glad it all turned out okay. Yes, and it is all thanks to you. I have been speaking with Father more since then, too. From now on, I am going to speak my mind, and not just blindly follow whatever he says. So you're okay? You're not going to fight again? No, I do not think so. I do not plan to defy father without reason. Sometimes he may be a bit excessive, but I do respect him from the bottom of my heart. Some things I absolutely will not yield on, but for everything else, I will happily follow his lead. I see. Oh, and by the way, that potion, it was fake, wasn't it? Ah, you figured it out, huh? I was a little angry at being lied to, which might be why I went as far as I did. So you told him what you really thought because you were mad at me? Well, no, not exactly. I remembered what Mr. Tao said to you before. What did he say? He said how amazing it was that you decided to do something, you put everything you have into it. Wow, really? I remember him saying that. Speak of the devil. Huh? Oh, hey, you two. Oh, how's it going, Tao? I was just about to head to Patty's house. It's time for your lesson, remember? Yes, I haven't forgotten. Good. By the way, do you mind if I ask you something? Of course, what is it? Your father's been acting kind of strange lately. He keeps saying stuff like, I'm entrusting Patty to you. Oh, no. Is everything alright? Did I do something wrong? Don't you think maybe you should... I have absolutely no intention of telling him about that. Not yet, at least. Ryza free, come on. Give him a hug. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Because now she knows she can without like getting in trouble for it. It's like, yeah, let's go. That's enough for me for this. Just we'll see how they continue to... how their relationship continues to bloom in Ryza free, I assume. Patty, what's going on? Don't you know? It is time for my lesson, is it not? We have to hurry home, or else we shall be late. No, I mean, why are you holding my arm? Father entrusted me to you, right? So you have to escort me properly. Of course, if you disapprove, I can step away. I'm not gonna... It's not that I disapprove, but... Oh, Tao doesn't mind. But, good luck to the both of you. Well, something major happened behind my back. Oh, if only you knew, Tao. Well, if so, there may come a day when you find out for yourself. If I ever find the courage to tell you, that is. Courage by your side, trophy unlocked. Oh, that made it all worth it. They might not be together yet, but you know they're getting there. And you know what? That's a very happy ending, so I think that's a good point to end the stream. To see that they are actually, you know, finding their footing with each other. Like, the stumbles of young love and all that stuff. And we've been going for just over 3 hours. I know these streams have been a little shorter, but I'm still on kind of, like... not recovery mode, but recovery mode from how long the Dangan streams were. We will be doing longer Atelier streams coming up. Like, I want to get back into the rhythm of it, but it's just kind of, like... on the recovery end of 6-hour streams, I kind of need that kind of... relax a little bit, you know? I can't do it the way other people can. Yeah, at least not yet. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. We had a pretty successful stream. We explored new ruins, which wasn't my intention, and finally got Patricia and Tao to, like, start working towards hooking up, so that's cool. We were the best wingman. All we need to do is make a placebo potion and let, like, Patricia get annoyed at us for it. But that being said, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care now.